Oh,
tonight.
yeah.
It is not me. I'm just keeping my mouth shut for once. You do all the talking, David.
Well, I'll try. Hey, everybody, this is David Pease broadcasting here from Studio Squim with two very esteemed guests. Of course, Stephen Arvidsson from Alien Investigations channel. Uh, Thank you very much for joining me tonight and agreeing to play a game. It's always an honor and a pleasure to have you here on the channel and have you as a challenger. It always ends up being a really great game.
My pleasure, David. It's not very often I'm referred to as esteemed, but I will gladly take it in this case.
Well, I can edit it out later. I'll bleep it or
Okay.
something.
Womp, womp, womp.
And of course, Guillaume joining us from France at 5 a.m. Thank you very much for being a morning person and joining us, agreeing to be a judge for our game
Yes,
tonight.
Mr. Early Riser. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
I don't know how you do it, but we appreciate it for sure. And tonight, you notice on the format there in our title card there is we are using the cube. Now, Guillaume and Stephen have used this cube a couple different times. This is my first, and I'm going to try to explain it, but if you guys have some better terms, I would very much appreciate you coming in and explaining it a little better than I might. But cube essentially comes from tournament play, if I remember correctly. It's a way of generating a random deck as opposed to having a sealed booster packs, which are few and far between these days. So it's a great way to generate a random deck and random agent team for us to just kind of do the best with what we get, as opposed to a constructed deck where we spend a week heads down, ignoring our family and friends to come up with the absolute best deck that we can to beat our opponent. Did I leave anything out?
No, you pretty much covered it. And I figured since there's at least a couple people tuning in, might as well do your roll call.
Roll call? Yeah, sure. Two customers already. I'm guessing one is my mom. Hi, Mom. But definitely.
Oh, you don't see the comments?
Oh, I don't. Let me switch over here.
Yeah, we have not private.
Jonathan. No, Jonathan's not my mom. And Madeline. Madeline, that's a new one for me. Is that your coworker?
Yes.
Okay, she's a loyal fan. So thank you for tuning in. And I assume you'll be rooting for Steven there. So that's good.
Probably you more so. She's also a big fan of cats. She actually comes here more for the cats than anything else. And I tell her every single one of us has cats that usually make an appearance in these games, and that has held true to form.
Yeah, it's almost like they're going to get their own channel and have their own stream or something, and they can just sit and nap on camera for a
Cats
couple
do
hours.
rule the internet. We all know that. There's no denying it.
From the very early days,
Mm-hmm.
the cats have always been in charge of that. So yes, Jonathan, thanks for joining us. Madeline, great to have you here. That having been said, this being my first time, I'm going to share the. Get to the right control here. I'm going to take that off and we'll switch to Yoast. A big shout out to Yoast and to Alistair for making this available for everybody. Now, the protocol here is we do the draw cards first and then choose our agent team afterward, right? Or is it the other way?
The agents, you can pull up the agents first, and we can set them aside, and then when we take a look at the sites, we might hem and haw over who our agent team is going to be.
Oh, so we just build it like on the fly with what we've been given.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, are we ready to start?
I'm ready. Hit it.
Draw agents, and do we need to choose who's player one and player two before we reveal here?
Oh yeah. Guillaume, how does Alistair and how did Alistair and Yost typically do that? Just whatever. Oh, David, it's your channel. If you want to flip for it, or just declare player one, player two, since we haven't seen it yet.
Stephen, you are the esteemed guest still on
I'm gonna
the channel.
To tally every time I get the word esteemed thrown at me. I'm not
We'll make that a drinking game.
All right.
Go ahead and choose. Do you want player 1 or player 2?
I'll do player 2.
You'll player 2.
It is
Okay,
your
let's
channel.
review.
You are player 1. And
Player
I'm
1.
Yeah.
already regretting my decision. Oh, dang. Holy cow.
And no manners for either of us.
Oh,
That's going to
But
you
change
got
things.
some really
You do
top
have-
tier agents on your end there, David.
You do
I
have
got
the
s-
opportunity to play Lucy Casdian again, Steven. So
Oh man, oh man, oh man. well, it's all right. You know, I've worked with worse. I refer to any of the sealed deck games in which I went in with a premier starter, so I can work with this. I can do
Or
this.
that rinky-dink agent team I gave you for when we were choosing each other's teams. But yeah, I cannot complain.
oh yeah,
you
David. I
can't.
think you forgot David. Your team selection, I think it's obvious. Yeah, I know exactly who I would choose.
Oh man.
Wow, yeah.
This is oh man. I have Nemhauser over there, and it's like I don't have Patterson to complement that. So what am I gonna do with him? I guess
Well, at least we didn't get Kresge.
I would actually take Kresge over.
You would take Kresge over
over Nemhauser? Yeah, probably, because at least he's got a couple of long and close range combat.
Yeah. But Steven, I think you do have 2 RP generating agents like Colton. Colton actually is the rest too. I think you can.
Green's useless without Mold. Her effect's useless without Molder.
Yeah, but she does have some good skills. I think it might be an opportunity to use some of those agents that we would never consider using on our team.
Oh yeah,
really.
I think we don't consider using them for a reason. Right?
I think you might be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, this is gonna require some gear turning up here to figure this out.
For instance, there are some agents we want to include to prevent our opponents from playing things like unexplainable time loss or things like that. But it can be an issue here. So
well, I'm no stranger to using Spiller and Lamanna in tandem, so that's certainly going to be part of this team's makeup, no doubt about it. And as you said, Colton, he's got 2 res, so I ain't gonna ignore that. So it's probably looking like those 3 are going to be absolute inclusions in this team. It's the rest I'm trying to reconcile. It's the other 5 I'm not too sure about. Okay, so that's 11 right there. David's problem is more like, I got so many great choices, I don't know where to begin.
Yeah, how am I going to count up all of these points and get a good team?
Yeah.
Instead of, I was watching the other night, and
on the plus side, I'll be able to play
playing Dave.
Sorry to interrupt, David. I was thinking out loud. Please continue.
Oh, I was going to say I was watching your game with Dave Meyer the other night. And what did he have? 7 agents?
He did. Inspired by Guillaume, an early game in which he played, if I remember right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a game where I had like 6 agents.
That's a pretty impressive lineup. Some serious math there.
Yeah, I don't know how I pulled off that win, considering he could just easily. I think he just wasn't, if I remember right, and this was only Wednesday, but we had a long game last night too, right, Guillaume? I think, Dave. I think what his problem was is he wasn't coming up with as many sites, because he should have been able to, like, divvy up that team to a couple of sites every turn, but I think he just wasn't coming up with enough sites in his hand. If I remember right, I could be misremembering it. We've had a lot of games in recent times, and of course they start to blend together, especially as time moves forward. Okay, so that's 4, 12, and 15. Well, there's Phoebe Green. So that could round up to 20 nicely. I don't even have her as an agent in here. How about that? I thought I had every agent sleeved in here. Well, I was also kind of hoping I'd get Scully so I could bring out Gen Con Scully to play, but nope, ain't going to happen.
Not tonight.
The only glance you're going to get at her tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Okay. I had to plug in my Forgive me. I had to plug in my laptop there because it was unplugged at this point. Okay, so let me find. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with. Yeah, that's looking like the. Yeah, see, actually, in this case, I would have preferred Kresge because.
Yeah.
What I was going to go for. You see what I'm talking about, Guillaume? Yeah.
I'm trying to build a team. I had the first one that was 20, but maybe a better one is 19. I feel like you have more skills that way.
Yep. But nope, I got Nemhauser instead, so all right.
Well, I mean,
ifs and buts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do you have?
Let's see here. At this rate, I can't wait to see what my deck 2 is going to look like, or player 2 deck's going to look like.
Yeah, because I mean, you might consider a team and then you don't have the right side, so you might have to switch it up.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's almost a given.
I feel like you have an option where you can have your team will be really strong with 2 skills, and then you have an option where you'll be, well, not as good with 2 skills, but you might be able to cover more investigations. So, yeah.
It's like the Sophie's Choice of X-Files CCG right now. And I just have a couple of things I wanted to point out. So for those of you in our Discord community who have access to that spreadsheet that I've shared with a good number of you, you should know that I've just as of a few hours ago, I've added an extra worksheet to it. This one is for equipment stats. As you know, I've got witness stats, site stats, worksheets going on in there. So I just added one for equipment just today. So be sure to check that out. So now you can see where the holes in equipment gaps, or the gaps in the equipment combos lie now. There's not too many, but there are still some out there that I wasn't even aware of.
Yeah,
go ahead, Guillaume.
Everything was covered.
Yeah, surprisingly not. And Guillaume, that actually when I saw that, it prompted me to make a change to one of the season 5 equipment cards, the gas mask specifically. So check out that, since I know you've already got your mock-up for that one ready to go. Part of the effect is still there, but then I thought, well, there's this gap right here that can easily be filled by that one. So I went ahead and modified that one.
All right, I'll check it out.
Also, one other thing, Guillaume, do you have a copy of your season 4 cards in easy reach right now, like your binder?
Oh, sorry, the sound cut off. Which card?
Do you have your season 4 set in easy reach right now?
Yeah, either the set or on the computer. So
pull up the Shiv equipment card. No, sorry, not the Shiv, the Apollo 11 keychain.
Okay, hold on.
What are you getting at?
Yeah,
I found a mistake in the spreadsheet.
I have,
but my printed card is fine. But I just want to make sure Guillaume's is correct.
Okay, adds 1 to the agent's raise value. This card may be attached at 0 cost if played after one of your agents has been removed from the game. Each player may only have 1 of these cards in their decks.
You said has, right? HAS?
Has been, yes.
Okay, great. My spreadsheet said have, and so, but the printed card is correct though. So I wanted to make sure if you were going off the text from my spreadsheet when you were doing that.
No, at that point I was using Dex's cards.
But right. Okay.
I think the one mistake I might have, and again, I'm never sure if it's a mistake because that's not the way we would write it in French, but it says in their deck, singular.
Yeah. I mean the classic cards just resorted to his pronoun for everything, assuming that every single player of this game was going to be bearing 2 X chromosomes, but that's not always true.
I think for Queequeg it says in their decks, plural.
Yeah.
So is it supposed to be plural or singular? Because in French it would be singular because we each have only one deck.
So if you want to, I suppose the proper way to phrase it would be his or her. So you're kind of covering bases, but then again, we are in 2023 right now, so gender fluidity being the thing. I would say, I don't know, maybe there is probably the best way to go.
No, is it deck or decks?
Oh, you're asking about not there versus his or her. Okay.
No, I'm thinking with the there, yeah.
Each player,
because Queequeg it's
using
plural.
Is it Queequeg uses plural. I don't know. I'll have to look. My gut's saying it's singular deck. But I'm not in. I can't. I won't say that with conviction right now because I feel like whatever one I think is the right one, I'm always wrong. On that. So we'll have to consult the Google whenever we have a chance to wrap this up. So yeah, I don't know the answer to that one, but I know it's probably reflected on 1 or 2 of my season 4 cards, and I don't know which is correct on that. But thankfully, it's a small. It's a small issue. David, are you ready to go? Or
I'm ready. I've got my.
I'm sorry to hold up with. Sorry to hold up the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this discussion, join the Discord because it's like this all the time.
All the time.
All the nuances. So next will be, I'm going to clear this, right? You've got your agents all ready to roll?
Yeah, I think I'm happy with this team.
Okay, so we will draw the cards.
But you could refer back to the agents, right? If I need to, if for some reason I oh geez, maybe I want to go a different route. You can just click back, right?
Yeah. If for some reason it doesn't work, I took a screenshot of the.
Okay. Who were the other 3 agents? Who were the other 3 agents, Guillaume? There was Nemhauser, and who were the other 2 I'm blanking on?
Where is it? So you had Blevins, Rich, Kasdan, Green,
Rich and Kasdan. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, unlikely, but we'll see. I mean, Rich has some potential. I mean, of course, if David's got alien abduction. Kasdan's the only one with alien abduction. So, I mean, the only way David would be able to sneak in an abduction card would be if I was investigating a multi-site, but not going for the alien abduction aspect of it. But so, yeah, that's slim to nil on that. Anyway, Kasdan would be only handy for her skills. Anyway, let's take a look at the adversaries. What do we got?
All right. Well, they're up on the screen for you here.
Okay.
See if I can scroll down just a hair. Oh. We can still figure that out, right?
What's that?
Nothing.
Okay.
So now I go through it again, being the new guy with the cube here. I go through and pull all of these cards, and once we pulled everything, I try to put a deck together real quick because this is going to be 120 cards, right?
You can eliminate some from that if you want. You don't have to have them all.
Yeah, you don't have to pull out everything. You can, if there is, like for instance, if you just know that you don't want to use Slithers in the Night, you just don't include it.
Just leave it out, sure.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to include pheromone-induced psychosis since it seems it can't be used in conjunction with another adversary. Same combat, it's got to be separate. I think that's how we're rolling with that, right, Guillaume?
Yeah, but it can also help you negate a witness. So
Could.
negate a witness plus a
If-
few damages. So
Yeah.
there's some pretty good adversaries on both sides.
Yeah, and there's a good likelihood we'll be falling back on witnesses.
And you do have Margie and Terry, and Joseph Patnick. And David, you have Squeeze, the Sandman, and the Psychotic Attacks. I mean, those three, I almost always include them in my deck.
And good people, good food.
Yeah. So that you don't see a lot.
No killer cards in here, huh?
No Epimusculata, my favorite.
Nope. Sorry to disappoint you on that front. All right, so yeah, I've got most of mine sleeved, but I'm just making some slight changes as I go here. Okay, so got those. Probably not going to use the puppet.
Oh,
He's so easily owned. All right, hey David, could you scroll up just like one line if you got your if you got your first four?
I do.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I got Margie, but not the
yeah,
second half Terry.
I got two Terrys, so it's like I'll trade you if you want. Because you got a couple of squeezes over there, and I would be very happy to have one of those.
Mechanic. Nice.
Oh, got two Patnicks. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Stay away from those result sites.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I gotta stay away from the method sites. Although it seems like a lot of what he has is there's a lot of motive adversaries going on as well. Oops.
A pretty good spread. Yeah, a lot of method and motive. I'm very excited to start this game because it's the debut of my new playmat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
it got printed and arrived a couple days ago, and very happy with it.
Yeah.
And Stephen, you've talked about these guys, yourplaymat.com before, and I went through them, and some of the things I put on the playmat was pretty small text, so I didn't expect it to really show up very well, and it's actually very, very clear on quite a few things, a lot of detail. So it's kind of a cool thing to have. And I got to customize it. I went for the same style. Well, you guys both saw it because I asked for your opinions. But I kind of went for the same style as the cards, which is called Mulder's Desk. Is kind of the design that they were going for with the cards. If you've ever wondered what the thinking was behind it, with photographs and various objects, the agent cards have a gun, and things are in file folders or the old printer sheets, that sort of thing. Little objects, sunflower seeds. So I went for that same style.
Right on.
I have to say, I always wondered why there would be an ashtray on Mulder's desk.
Was there?
No, but there is an ashtray on the adversary cards. So.
Oh yeah. I don't know if that. Well, I just took that to mean because those are played during the conspiracy. That might
Yeah.
be like
It's
you
the
know maybe
cigarette
it's the one
smoking
in
man.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the one in Skinner's office or something.
That's true.
You can go ahead and scroll up a couple rows, David. I'm ready for the bluffs now.
Okay. And you got that first row with Tanaka and cigarette butts?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's where I am. That's right. No. Go down.
You need
No,
to
I
go
don't have.
back?
Yeah, right where the bluffs start for me. My apologies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Oh,
just
and
make
David,
sure.
you have
Yeah.
Simon Gates, your favorite. And
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, you have Simon
Oh,
Gates.
Simon Gates. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
And you also have sinus cavity implants. That's good.
As long as I don't get that turncoat Kevin Morris.
Well, he's rare, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, sure.
You're good.
Simon Gates. I need to get back into my adversaries here. And The Walk. I was just watching that episode the other day.
Oh, you are? Are you just like running? Are you running through the season just from the beginning to the end, or just doing select episodes?
I was just doing select episodes, ones
Gotcha.
that either I really liked or ones that I didn't remember anything, so it was kind of new to me.
Okay. Daniels.
Did you get the chance to catch up on the later seasons?
No, I stuck to the early ones so far. Eventually I'll get out there because those are all new to me. I think anything past like season 4 is kind of new to me.
Wait, are you saying you have not seen seasons 10 and 11?
No, I saved the best for last, right?
I don't know about that.
But you know, season 8 is really good in my opinion. So
What's that?
I said season 8 is really good in my opinion.
Oh, I thought I'm talking 10 and 11. Wait, David, how far have you not?
You've seen the movie, right?
I saw the movies. That was so long ago. I just saw them in the theater, and I don't think I ever saw them after that. So that gives you an idea of.
Wow, I had no idea. I mean, maybe you mentioned that before, but I don't know. Maybe it didn't register in my brain. I just assumed you'd seen it from start to finish multiple times.
I mean, are you still allowed to be on Discord if you if you have not seen the whole show?
No, yeah, David, I'm telling you, I had to vote you out.
Oh,
I hate to
man.
say it, but I mean, come
Ouch.
on, man.
I mean, what's good is that you are one of the few lucky people who still have a lot of unreleased and brand new episodes to watch. So
you
I
get
mean,
to,
in a way, I
for
envy
the
you.
first time.
Yeah.
I am kind of envious of that, but honestly, David, I don't know if I really would recommend watching seasons 10 and 11, except for like a couple of episodes. I almost want to say just watch Mulder and Scully meet the Weremonster, Forehead Sweat, and maybe just call it a day.
I mean, if you made it that far, you can still watch like the 18, less than 20 episodes. So
yeah, they're so bad. Babylon, are you telling him he should watch Babylon?
No. I remember watching that episode and I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
If this is the second to last episode, at that point we thought we were never going to have a season 11. So I was like, is this the penultimate episode? Are you serious?
Yeah, they're punishing fans
Oh, yeah.
by making us sit through watching that. Oh, that was brutal.
Wow.
That was a brutal episode to sit through.
Well, now I have to watch it just so that I can talk trash about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it made certain episodes of like seasons 7, 8, and 9 look so good all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like I thought Badla was the worst episode they'd ever produced, and then suddenly Babylon comes along, and I'm like, okay, I can put up with a little squeaky guy, the guy in his little squeaky cart there, like over watching freaking Babylon.
Although you know what, if we ever get to those seasons for the cards, we might be surprised to find that there are some good effects. usually I think that for episodes that are bad, I think
Mhm.
it allows you to find game effects that are sometimes really fun. So you could have a bluff that is like the mushroom effect or something. Your agent is out of commission because they are completely stoned.
Guillaume, I'm pretty sure you're going to prove that to be true when you get to season 7,
Yeah.
your expansion, and especially when we get to the episode Fight Club.
Yes.
Yes, Madeline. The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat is an actual episode title for one of the season 11 episodes of X-Files, and it's actually one of the only good ones for that final run. It's actually really funny. All right, David, I'm ready. You can scroll past these 3 rows, and we can see what's under the 2. You can go to the next one under the 2 Dr. Berubis. If you're good, that is. I'm sorry, I'm speaking for myself.
I am all caught up. Yep.
Oh, a nasty surprise. All right.
Oh, and 2 Detective Thompsons.
Yeah, now I'm feeling a little better
Now
about
it's
this
looking
one.
a little better, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
At
you
least as
both
far as
have a
conspiracy cards
surprise.
go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Guillaume, what were you saying?
You both have a nasty surprise. David got
Right.
trouble, always useful.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to include Trondheim. Always seems like a waste.
Although, as we've seen from last night's episode, we did include a lot of equipment, so.
We did. Yes, we did. The equipment really shined in that game for a change. Well, while we're sitting quietly picking through our cards, Guillaume, tell us what were some of your highlights from the game last night? Because that really was a fine showing of X-Files Season 4, my Season 4 expansion, that is.
I think something that I really liked is that we saw a lot of cards that went well together episode-wise. Like, we saw a lot of cards from home. Well, most of them thanks to you. But I felt like there were a lot of rounds where we would play a site, for instance, and then another card from that specific episode would show up on screen. So that was nice. That's always something I'm looking forward to, and I think it really makes the game more, well, not more interesting, but for us who are fans, it's always nice. You really feel like you're rebuilding the episode.
Yeah, the one especially worth noting is Ed Jerson is talking tattoo played on Svo's tattoo parlor where he got the talking tattoo. That was just a thing of beauty right there.
And I mean, yeah, just playing with our own agent cards.
Yep.
It was fun.
Yes, it was. Yep, looking forward to doing it again as soon as we can find a time.
And just being able to play
was so much fun.
Just playing with the season 4 cards is always a joy.
Yes.
And how did your guys' personal agents mesh with everything?
Quite well, especially the way I used mine to draw out a resource card right at the very beginning. That proved very effective. And I was donning 2 equipment cards during the course of that game. I was going around. I had a revolver.
Yeah.
And what was my other equipment card, Guillaume?
Biohazard suit.
Yes.
Oh.
I probably look like I was in Breaking Bad at that point. Biohazard suit and a gun. It's like, yeah, science. All right, David, go ahead and scroll up.
I am a little behind you here.
All right, no worries. Let's see. I can debate whether I want to try Darkened Forest. Maybe I'll do one. I don't think I'm going to put both of them in there.
I mean, what's good is that you can see if David actually has some good combat cards.
Yeah.
You know, Angry Townspeople, I think it's
like that one.
And I did include it for the first time in my deck last night, but it didn't come up.
Oh, yeah? It's at least when you put it you put it face down, it's free, right? No, it still costs 1, but I leaned a little more towards philosophical question. You know, I mean, it costs more, but you get to double double the effect of angry townspeople.
Once you did play a mass grave on me. So what's the difference between those cards?
Well, not mass grave. Angry townspeople increases the cost by 1 of all, or increases all RP cards cost by 1. Philosophical question increases them by 2.
Oh yeah, and I think mass grave, it allows you to add to your conspiracy pool for okay.
Right. And Big Blue does, I think, double that, but for double the cost. So yeah. And then of course there's flesh sculpting, which just just all active cards altogether. All right, so David, did you scroll too far for me?
I don't think so.
Double check. Go.
Well, there I did, but
keep going. Oh, okay, you're good. You're good. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you got a couple of car troubles. Damn.
Yeah, I did.
2 deceiving the plots. This is not happening. A lot of opportunities for Steven to discard some cards.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I do have that internal bleeding there. That's a pretty handy one.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes open for that.
Terminal.
Okay.
Massive. What?
Yeah, that one should not be part of the cube, I think.
Yeah.
Which?
Massive internal damage. That is a killer card.
Yes.
Yeah. How did that one slip past? I didn't even include it because I'm like, that's killer cards. So what am I gonna? So what are we gonna do? I'm shorted one here. That ain't fair.
Well, I mean, we should talk to Alistair and Yost about it. Although maybe you have the option, if there are other cards like the host attacks that are included in that selection. I mean, that's fair. But if not, then yeah, massive internal damage should be removed.
Yep. I guess it's a uncommon killer. Is it? It's uncommon, right? But it's a killer card, though.
I was sure it was a rare, so
yeah, I thought it was. Because I thought I'm trying to think some killer cards are uncommon, right? But yeah, well, that's.
Is there something else we can substitute, or maybe
I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know how to make that fit. Yeah, that's something for us to figure out for later games. But for now, I'll push forward with that.
I think if anything, you would have had another combat card. So
what?
It probably would have been another combat card if that one had not
been. But I can't just go and pick any combat card I want. No. No. Good Lord. Did I keep dodge? Dodge. That's worth 3. Maybe keep one of them. Go back up just for a moment, David. I want to make sure I got all those 4 combat cards. I think I did, but
tap the thing there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good. Thanks. I don't think I need 2. Do I need 2 stunning blows?
Run for it.
Yeah, run for it's a good one. We have Mike from Flurry Flashers on Comics in attendance. Actually, it's not 3 days in a row. I did have a break on Thursday, Mike. So I did play a game on Wednesday, off day Thursday last night. Very long-winded game with Guillaume, but one of the best ones I've ever played. And yeah, now we're going with the cube game. I wanted to have the cube. I asked David if we could do the cube game tonight because I did not want to have to do deck building, right on the heels of a game that I was quite sure was going to go late. And in this case, I think, what did we sign off around 3 in the? I signed up for about 3 in the morning last night, pretty close to it, I think.
Yeah, it lasted over 4 hours.
Yep.
Well, we did
that was
talk
partly due to technical difficulties. Okay, so we got some equipment cards here.
But I think what's good with the cube, in addition to not having to build your deck beforehand, is that it also allows you to use cards that you would otherwise not include in your deck.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You guys have yet to sell me on it.
Can you scroll up a little, David? I'm on that row of equipment cards now.
Yeah, just a sec here.
It looks like I got 2 wiretaps. What is that third one? I can't even read that.
Well,
tape recorder?
Yeah, I think it's a tape recorder.
Tape recorder is the last
one.
Oh,
no, it's Kevlar vest. Yeah, tape recorder, or no.
Wiretap, Kevlar vest.
Yeah. Oh, no shotguns. Oh, but they're not. They're rare.
Oh, David, you do have that equipment card that allows you to have access to the Field Office Crime Lab.
Oh, well, that'll come in handy.
Good old Field Office Crime Lab.
Indeed.
Couple of flashlights. Couple of Geiger counters. But I'm not really planning on going for the alien investigation so much.
Well, there are at least a few equipment cards that you can sell for CP, like the tape recorder or the stationary.
Yeah, those are worth 4, so they are definitely going in there. Just probably as CP fodder, as you said.
I don't think we've ever seen those equipment cards being actually equipped to someone. I might have done something with the laptop computer, with the computer from 1013, but I'm not sure.
You used the knife with Krychek, didn't you?
We've equipped the knife.
No, I was talking about those 4 RP equipment that had 3, but you need to discard them.
You equipped the desktop computer in one game, but I don't remember if you used it.
No, I think I didn't use it. So
yeah. Let's see which equipment I may have. I need a second flashlight. Second flashlight. Because, yeah, might need some observation. Might need some. Surprisingly, we haven't seen a cat just yet. I was just saying earlier that, you know, Madeline comes for the cats, stays here to root against me. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, he's here. Right here.
You do have a cat? There we go.
Yeah.
There's one feline as promised.
He was lurking around since the beginning of the game.
He's like, I'm ready for my close-up here. Come on.
What's that line? I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, David, I'm ready to scroll down to the next line.
If you'll spot me just another second here.
Stationary. I think, tape recorder. A lot of good CP fodder equipment, at least.
Okay, let's move on here.
Okay. So let me just double check. I got the 2 tape.
Oh, well, David,
Went to the next one, David.
Oh, David, you get 4 really good cards on your last line.
Ah, crud.
Sweet.
Oh, for crying out loud. There is like every aspect of this player too is not.
But yeah, 2 reading the signs and 2 Langlies. Yeah, that's.
Should we just declare David the winner and call it a night, ladies and gentlemen? Because my God, I am just getting shortchanged every step of the way on this one.
Well, let's.
I'm 119 cards I can only use so far, unless another killer card comes
Would
up.
you still have a Langley? I don't remember if Langley comes after dissection.
Yep. There's a chance, but damn, David, 2 reading the signs as well.
Well, Steven, I think you've played 2 against me last night, so that's payback.
I did have 2 come up. Yep. I had 2 teamworks come up too.
Yeah.
No, did I use both my teamworks? I know I used one.
Just one. Yeah, just one.
Okay.
But
I know
2
I put
reading
2
the
in
signs.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And David, I really like what you've written at the bottom of the screen using the ad from Pusher.
I was hoping somebody would catch on to that.
I thought I saw it, but I only caught the end of it, and I was waiting for it to come back again.
Oh my God in heaven! I really need a break. I hope the next line down is gonna throw me a bone.
No, and David is going to have 2 hard evidence.
Yeah, most likely. I wouldn't bet against that. Oh my God in heaven. I mean, hey, I like challenges, so I can't knock it all together. It's just it'd be nice to have at least something. Some gems in here would be nice. Just some. Doesn't have to be a lot.
Keep in mind, I don't have the best track record, so
I'm sure you would like a more or less an even matched deck.
Oh no, I'm fine with how this is playing out.
All right, okay, sure. I'm just debating that. Do I want that? I don't know if I really want to bother with that SWAT training just to sell it.
I think ultimately it might also come down to the sites, because if you don't have sites that complement,
we haven't even seen those yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm worried. I'm actually worried right now. Yeah, crop circles is useless on this team because there's exactly like no matter which way I go, there's one alien investigation.
Yeah, it would be good for David's team.
Yeah, this is terrible. And so not even worth putting in there just to sell for CP. No. It's 1. I can't. Can I? Oh, I can do that. I can do expedite request. Clone. Yeah. Fingernail scrapings. Okay, David. Ready when you are.
I don't think you're going to have any Langley because I think Langley comes before dissection, unfortunately.
Yep. So no reading the signs then for me. Not that I can't even do a cult anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so let's. Oh well, at least 1 hard evidence.
1
for you, yeah.
Whole lot of training cards on my end. Did you get any training cards on your side, David?
There was a SWAT training earlier.
Okay.
Oh, rejuvenating caves too.
Yeah.
Okay. Garbage. Too many training cards. Oh, Jesus. He's probably going to have more than enough. Oh, Christ. Autopsy. Can I even do enough? Do I have enough medical? I use Kasdan, I guess I do. I don't think that's worth it. Oh, yay. Yeah, Coastal Northwest Oregon. That's a great start to my sites.
Yeah.
As is Lake Okoboji.
Yeah, also, yeah.
This is, yeah, this is getting worse as it goes.
This will really be a challenge then.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Some of these I can't even read.
I'm sure I've had some sealed decks that was worse than this, but yeah, not by much. Oh, brother. 2 rejuvenating caves, David. Give me a break. 2 rejuvenating caves.
Unfortunately, I can't find them in my collection here.
I always forget. Can you have 2 rejuvenating caves or 2 friends in the FBI in play at the same time, or is it like the witness and you can only have one?
I don't know. I know we've talked about it before.
Yeah, and I can't remember if we reached a decision on that.
Yeah. Again, we need to have that website.
Yes.
Nathan, I don't know if you're ever if you're watching this or not, but yeah, we could really use that website, like or Yoast, if you want to put that up on your site. I don't know, but yeah, just that one-stop resource for being able to just refer to those for those quick answers to those questions we ponder, but we can never recall if we actually reached a consensus on.
I mean, I was thinking about that. Maybe in the meantime, what we could do is have a separate thread on Discord that is only just rules, but rules that we have agreed on. So it would not be a discussion, but only rules. Like
not bogged down with questions or anything. It's just like talk about that in the other channel, the other text channel.
Yeah, what is there is what is final, and that's it.
Something.
Yeah, maybe something that is read only, and maybe some just someone else could have access to it. But that might be the alternative, and maybe it will also allow us, when the website is up, to go back and use that, because I think there are many things we've discussed and forgotten.
Yeah. I can't do. I don't have any occult investigation. Good Lord.
You ready to move?
I'm not. I really like the first 3 sites I can't even use. I don't have enough skills to even meet those. I'm not. And
Arlington, Arlington isn't that criminal as well, or is it?
No, Arlington is just occult only.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. I don't think I don't even think I have enough subterfuge to even do Cumberland, do I?
Well, not from the team.
I can't use Cumberland either. So of those first 5 sites, I can only use one of them. This is horrid.
Should we redraw? I mean,
no,
I don't mind a handicap.
I may be complaining, but yeah, this is obviously, David. This is probably, I think, to quote one of my season 4 cards, the writing may very well be on the wall for this one. This is, yeah.
We've seen many games where the odds didn't seem in favor of someone, and then that person ended up.
I have to be able to investigate a site first.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't even do that with 4 of those that we're looking at. Yeah, scroll up, David, because I'm.
All right.
I'm in.
Got to see the rest of this train wreck here.
See the rest. Yeah, this is an absolute train wreck.
Oop, that was a little too far. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Here. Okay.
Oh, for God's sake. Sciences.
What this deck needs is
Okay,
more
I can do sciences.
event
at least.
cards.
All right. Shit.
Oops.
Sorry.
Hold on a second.
Sorry if I'm cursing on live, but really, I'm in trouble here.
Hey, at least I got one from Washington.
And just looking at those sites, yeah, I don't have as good as memory as you, Steven. I need to see the cards because for some of them I know what the prerequisite is, but for some of them I just
the question or what?
The prerequisite.
Oh, okay. For Mount Avalon, sciences. Aubrey is behavioral. Icy Cape is evidence.
Yes.
Mattawa is bureaucracy. Mayhem propulsion computer, which
Yeah,
I
so
can actually do that.
yeah, there are some of those that you can use then.
Some, yeah, finally. But I'm definitely going to be going. I'm going to have to trim this deck down quite a bit because otherwise I'm probably going to run into instances where I don't have sites. God. Yeah, I don't know. David, I can if you want to scroll up, I'm ready.
Okay. Did you get these ones at the top that are at the top right now? Okay.
No. Sorry, I didn't. No, I didn't. I was. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I think the sites are looking a little are better now, Steven. I think
it's dependent on which agents, though.
Yeah.
I could either go behavioral or I can lose like bureaucracy or something.
I think there's a team where you can do both actually.
Yeah, I guess I would lose a bit of that res benefit though if I went that route.
I mean, it would be maybe still six res guaranteed. Plus, you get all those agents that you can use their tokens to pay for one card. So, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think with that team, would you be able to investigate and leave one agent in the bureau?
No. No. Good point. That's a very good point.
Plus, combat is not as good if you use that one. So
yeah. As we stated at the start of this, you can pre-plan your agent team, but then the sites are gonna have another tale to tell for you.
I think except for the two Langley's, which are but other than that, looking at it from an exterior point of view, I think this will be a very interesting team to use, and with the
you said the two Langleys. Keep
Yeah.
going. There's way more. The two rejuvenating caves, the two reading the signs. Did you get two hard evidences? There's a lot more in there, and the fact that I got slammed with training cards that I can't even.
Those cards do need to come up at the right time. So I think the only thing that I would be worried about if I were to play against David with that deck would be the two Langleys, because usually during the game with the cube, Langleys do not usually come up. So we know that those bluffs are not going to be negated. So that's, to me, that's the, well, not unfair, that's the way it is, but that's the advantage.
It is the way it is.
But other than that, I think you have good chances as well. And David, I see that you have two of those sites that I used last night. You get Arecibo and you get from.
Yeah, Arecibo. That was a handy one.
Yeah, and as Steven said to me, it's funny that the card from the premiere episode and the season finale both have the same prerequisite.
And weren't the questions weren't the same, but there was some overlap in the question. I think they were both method or something. Ooh.
Arecibo. There was a time when I had all of these cards together. They weren't in alphabetical order, but at least all of the same ones were grouped. And those days appear to be long gone.
So maybe you did not find your two Langleys, David?
Oh, I keyed in right into those. No, that was. I actually took apart my my deck from a couple weeks ago, and it had those in it, and so I just had them sitting there sleeved.
I can't even do evidence collection 5 if I go that route, though. Guillaume.
No, that's. But you have. I think you have enough monosites, though, don't you?
Some, yeah.
I mean, I think as long as you have between 15 and 20 sites, you should be okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to pull them out now, and then and of course that last side I can't use either. So, all right, I guess what's left? Witnesses.
Yeah, you ready to scroll up?
Sure. Hey, buyers. Oh, there's more sites. Although observation is iffy.
Well, don't. Maybe witnesses will be even more important in this game.
Yeah, they're going to be for sure. They're going to be definitely important. Huh. I don't know why I thought the Emil and Zoe is I don't know. Yeah, it is uncommon. I don't know why I keep thinking it's rare, and it might be just because I don't have as many.
It's observation, right?
Yeah, it's 2 observations. Yeah. So I'll use a couple of those.
Ah,
Yep. And the second cat of the night is stepping out.
Oh,
Oh, and she is hungry.
Yes, he is.
He is hungry.
He's a hungry boy. Yep. You hear that, Madeline? If you're still there.
Oh, Madeline is satisfied now.
Oh yeah, and maybe we'll go for the trifecta before the game's done. David and Persephone will leap up onto your table as per you. I can't even talk right now. This cat is just trying to scream over me right now. Quiet. Trying to talk here. As are you. Billy Miles. Dr. Davy. I could use you at least. I heard you. All right. You can say hi to people and you got to be quiet. Madeline's like, I love the whining. I'm like, yep, that is exactly what it is. Pure, unadulterated whining.
Well, she loves it when it's not her cat, right?
yeah.
Yep. I'm surprised that none of our cats have tried talking to each other through the streams, because they're always here. Guillaume, has cholera ever perked up when hearing my cat crying?
No.
No.
Or maybe he was not in the same room, so maybe he heard something, but he usually tries to ignore every other cat.
Gotcha.
Like sometimes he's looking at the window, and across the street there is another cat, who is usually staring back at him, and you can see that the cat is actually trying to make contact, and Cholera is just ignoring him.
Okay. And Dr. Lascos. Is that it? Or is there one more row?
I'm sure there's one more, at least.
I'm ready. No? Is that it?
2 rows, that's it.
Oh, there they are. Okay. It just took a moment to show up on mine.
Oh, you get to use the U.S. Marshal, Steven.
Yeah, I do have a signed one sitting right here. And I am, unfortunately, a bit shy on evidence collection. At least with this iteration of the team, I guess. Stop. Well, I do like that very last witness, at least.
Yeah.
The shining witness in this whole bunch.
And it's evolutionary, correct? That
Yep.
Yeah, well, she'll definitely be useful then.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Not sure why I need the tribal elder, considering my occult investigation skills are non-existent. Absolutely non-existent. Well, going to be an interesting game for sure. Oh, David got the same witness too.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Yep. He's also going to be looking a lot at the adversaries in my hand if he keeps those Kriders. Yep. All right. I think I've pulled all the ones that I'm going to pull, but I'm going to probably be putting a few back because I got to keep this deck slim for what few sites I will be bringing to this. Shoot.
All right.
So, David, are you happy with your selection?
If the answer is no, David, I mark my words. If the answer is no,
You will fly up to Washington and personally
I
strangle
will.
me.
I absolutely will.
Yeah, I mean, under duress from threats from Steven, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, you have more pressure because it seems like the odds are in your favor.
That's true.
Although Steven, I think you really have an interesting team. So
Yeah, doesn't mean I don't have to like it, but yeah, no. If if I win, it will be nothing short of a miracle.
Don't say that. Come on.
That's all right. No, I'm in it. I'm in it. It's it was a really hard draw. It was just that one side was very much a very, very favorable pull, and it just seemed like it was getting increasingly favorable as you were scrolling down. Whereas on my side, or as on the other side, the team of agents wasn't as great by comparison. But then when you start scrolling down and you see where all the shortcomings lie, and again, a lack of a lot of the staples that we often rely upon in our well crafted decks was decidedly lacking on one side of the screen versus the other. Yes,
talking about those really staples, like I think the two Langleys are the ones. Other than that,
hard evidences.
David does have the two reading the signs, but I mean, you could have had those cards and it would have been useless. So it also depended on the agent selection. Whereas Langley can be used for anyone.
Yep. Well, wait. Hard. Oh, yeah. Reading the signs, but I would say I don't remember all of David's agents, but I would say he'd be hard pressed not to be able to do.
Yeah. Oh no, it's useful. It's useful for David, but I mean, if the agent selection had been different, it would have been useless. Whereas Langley, no matter what the agents are, you know that you can use that. So I think the Langley is maybe it's the one card that can feel make the game maybe feel uneven depending on who has it and who doesn't. But other than that, I think the draw is fair, and it depends on what agents you have. So, but we'll see. I'm curious. I'm not counting you out, Steven.
Oh, well, that makes one of us anyway. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
jeez,
I'm
you
kidding. I'm
guys.
kidding. All right. Yeah, I'm kidding, guys. I love I love to apply that self-deprecating humor to myself.
And David,
whenever
if I'm not,
possible.
if I'm not mistaken, I think David, you're like me. You're not usually using alien investigation or occult investigation during your games, correct?
No, I tend to avoid them because they seem overplayed.
Yeah. Well.
Trying to shuffle mine very carefully because I do have a signed U.S. Marshal Tapia in here.
Yeah.
See, now I feel extra pressure because if I lose, then I'm really going to look like a moron.
I mean, we have seen games where we have. Well, I know I've played games where I had 2 Langleys and 2 Frorikis, and they were stuck at the bottom of the deck, and I did not get to play them at all. So. And knowing that there is not an easy way to negate adversaries, depending on who gets to play adversaries first, maybe it could also really prevent the other agent from investigating for a few turns. So, never know.
Yep. Guillaume, David, I don't know if you guys saw because I only made those changes in the text channels a short while ago, but did you see I applied the suffix to our expansions to our text channels for each of the planned ones we got going forward. I don't know if I'm correct on all of them. So if the two of you, if Nathan want to review those, make sure I'm on the right track, because I feel like I inserted some of them not quite knowing what our lineup was. I know we talked about it ages ago. When I'm talking like 2022, I think we talked about it. So I don't remember exactly what our lineup was for some of those later ones, like where the Field Office Crime Lab was where our planned release for it was tentatively, for instance.
Okay, I think that's correct.
Think so?
Yeah, I think maybe the Field Office, depending on how it goes, maybe it could be between season 6 and 7, or
that's where it was planned on. Yeah.
Okay.
After 6.
All right. So it looks good as far as you can tell?
Yes.
Okay.
Seeing all of those threads, together, really makes me realize how much work we still have ahead of us. Which is good. It's I'm not saying that like in a complaining way, just looking forward to it.
No, yeah, it means it feels kind of daunting in some respects. Yeah, no doubt about it. So, yeah, if you want, Guillaume, if you want to read off like what they are, for those who might be wondering what the heck we're talking about.
Yeah, so on our Discord channel, so there are the different threads that we will be using to work on the future expansions. So season 4, the expansion is done and it's getting ready to be shipped to people who want to order it. Season 5 is currently being worked on. Steven wrote the first draft. Dax is creating the mockups, and then we'll be doing the playtesting. We get the Blackwood expansion from Fight the Future. So the first version of those cards is done, and we are going to be starting playtest very soon. And then we'll be working on early season expansion, so revisiting season 1, 2, maybe 3. So to cover episodes that have not been covered by the official commercial release cards. And even though there are 500 cards from those 3 seasons, there are many episodes, many characters, many sites, many events that are still need to be used for cards. Then be season 6, which I already wrote and made the cards for the first version of that expansion is done.
Yep.
And then season 7, the first version of that expansion is also done. And David is working on the Field Office Crime Lab expansion. And then season 8, 9, and 10 and 11. And I Want to Believe, and then 10 and 11. So yeah, lots of expansion and lots of new cards to look forward to.
That's true. I didn't even add all of the possible expansions that we could be working on, like 10 and 11, because that is so far down the line if we ever even get that far. But yeah, it's possible.
I think if we manage to do something, at least up until I Want to Believe, we have to do those season 10 and 11 just to be complete.
Yeah, I think so. Even if we just kind of do a cursory showing of them. Yeah. I totally agree.
I mean, Dex already created the season 10 version of Mulder, Scully, and Skinner. So, and there's Lee. So we need to have other cards to go with those cards to be able to
absolutely.
Them.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so David, where are you? Where are you in the course of your deck at this point? Are you weeding out, or?
I did weed out kind of as we went along, and then I still had a lot to sleeve.
Okay.
So I was, as I was sleeving them, I was deciding, kind of making my cuts at that time. So I've got everything in sleeves. I'm just shuffling up. Where are you at, sir?
I'm trying to whittle mine down a little bit to a more serviceable deck, because I pulled a bunch of them, but I'm obviously not intending to keep a lot of them.
Here we go. Yeah, Persephone is on the table.
Oh, no, is that it? Third cat?
She made her home on the box top of my card box there. That might be her nap spot for the remainder of the evening. Yeah, she's giving me the squinty eyes like she's ready to go to sleep. I think I'm going to make this one a little interesting here.
In what way? Or can't you say?
No, you're going to find out in Discord. One of our members was saying, has anyone ever thought of like a Mulder Scully team? And most of the feeling was that that just used up too much cost. So it didn't make for a balanced team. So I'm going to go Mulder, Scully, and Krychek and see if I can make it happen.
Surprised. I recently posted an episode. I recently posted an episode in which we did just that.
Yeah, but there were the pre-trained cards. So Krychek was had Sciences, Scully had Alien or something. Well, I'm really curious, David, because I'm looking forward to this game even more, because I thought you were going to go a different route with your team. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
That's partially why I did it. Just do something a little different, something that people might not expect.
Oh yeah, I had that. From your selection of agent, I had that team that had 7 alien investigations, 7 occults, like 6 criminal, 6 evidence, observation sciences. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, me too.
Too bad there are no shutting down the X-Files cards, Steven, because that would have been brutal.
That
would-
would be a
would
great card
take
to
care
have
of
in
it,
here
yeah.
in twofold. Oh, I would love to have that card. Yep. Not to be, though. Not to be.
Well, how do you feel now that you know that David is not going to be using the more obvious team based on his agents? Do you
Well,
feel...
he's using some. I mean, he's to a degree, of course, but well, oh,
Because I was sure it was going to be Mulder, Burke, Box, and Angela White. So
I had a feeling. Yeah, no. I thought Burke was going to be on there for sure. Not that. How many? I don't know. I got some, but yeah, not as many. But yeah, yeah. I was quite certain I was going to see a Box, Burke, Mulder sort of lineup, but yeah.
yeah, so this got
Bit
even
of a
more interesting now.
surprise. Yeah. What's that?
It's the game got even more interesting to watch.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just whittling them down now.
Yeah, it's a nice selection as well. Yeah, I'm curious to know. Yeah, I mean, Mulder, Scully, and Krychek really go well together. Yeah.
Yes, there's a
And
lot of nice overlap going
the
on
sites
there.
that I got played well to it too, so that I felt good about that. I only had to drop a few computer,
Yeah.
a couple others. That's the one I want.
I'm looking forward to seeing that because I'm always hesitant, except for that pre-trained game. But when you rely on just 3 powerful agents, I'm always afraid that if one of them is sent to the hospital, then I'm not going to be able to investigate the site properly just with the other 2. But with this game, the cube, where we don't have all of those usual bluffs or nasty cards, it might be the perfect time to...
Well, I had a couple of nasty combat cards, but of course I'm not allowed to have one of them in there. Kidding. I would feel bad playing that card.
Yeah, you would not want to remove Mulder or Scully from the game, would you?
I should almost make a lodge a protest to be able to include that card. I'm kidding. Kidding. All right. So, David, are we looking like we're close to getting the game started? How are you feeling?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
All right. I just wanted a heads up because I'm going to have to set up my camera because I didn't want my iPad, like as what happened in my game with Guillaume last night, my iPad died kind of towards the end of it, ran out of battery because the game was turning out to be so long. So I didn't want to set it up until such time we were ready to go.
Okay, well, whenever you're ready, sir. I'm going to reshuffle because I had to look through my deck real quick here. But...
I'm just about done weeding out, and then I'm going to start shuffling one more time. Just once I feel like I've weeded out all the right ones, or the wrong. I guess is the case.
Yeah, we'll see. One powerful adversary could
tip the scale,
blow me out of the water, but we'll see what happens.
Perhaps.
I thought this would make a little more interesting game, especially since you're one card short of a full cube, and
it's not like I'm including a lot of them anyway, so that would just not really a big deal in the grand scheme. All right. So I think we've kept the ladies and gentlemen in attendance
Yeah,
waiting long enough.
we're an hour and a half in.
Yeah. That's how long it takes to get a cube game going. All right. So let me get my iPad switched on right now. So there may be a let me plug in the headphones so there's not that ear piercing echo going on. So thank you for bearing with us, those of you watching.
Yeah, I
We
think
are, now that David and I have pulled our respective cards, we are ready to go. As soon as I can get my iPad turned on. All right.
And you have your X file chosen as well, I assume.
Oh yeah, that is right over here, as you'll see when I when you am I not in there yet? Are you seeing me? Are you seeing my camera, David?
Yep, there it is. Hold
Okay,
on,
because I'm not. Oh, because yeah, I'm used to it. I'm used to being signed into my account, so that's why I just want
Oh, there's
echo.
that nasty echo.
Thought I had. Yeah, sorry. I have to mute it up here. Should be all right now.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Great, Mike. I don't think I think the cube did a pretty good job of lulling him into a, well, at least a sense of security. I don't know if it's false though.
Oh.
Damn your X file is alien conservationist. Game over. Oh, I think he's talking about like when I kind of have I have better luck on the identity questions than I do the characteristic questions. Although last night's game, I just had no luck on the questions, period, game, as you well saw. That's fine. The fortune can't always be in our favor. So, all right. So, yeah, you can see which agents I have selected now.
So,
what are we looking at there?
Just one second. I'm just shuffling the agents I didn't choose. I'm just putting them right back into my pile of agents not to be using. But you can see them, right? Oh, you can't see them. I'm sorry.
There
I thought
we
my
go.
camera. Okay, that's better, right? Yeah. Because I have this wide lens connected to the iPad, so it should be able to capture everything.
Well, David, your playmat looks really good.
Oh, yes. Thanks. Yeah.
Let me take a look at
that.
David, while I'm doing this, do you want to just full screen your iPad with nothing so we can see see the full thing in all its glory?
Let's take a look here.
They're out of the way. Yeah, just take us all out, or yeah.
It's kind of the Mulder's desk look of the cards there. I did make a gradient from the middle out, so it's a little darker in the middle, and then gets lighter as it goes out, just for a little texture. In my previous play areas, I had the bureau with a big FBI symbol, so I made sure to include that in there on this envelope. And then agent cards have a gun on there, and I wanted to include that, but I did include one of my personal favorites, the FN57 here with the flashlight attachment. I was anticipating season 4 when I first envisioned this, and I made sure I had room for the Russian gulag there. And to symbolize that, I put a couple satellite photos there. A little too small to read the print, but you get the idea. And then the little post-it note just to kind of call it out. The hospital was a tough one, but with Guillaume's help, he did give me the idea to have the X-ray. So I took this X-ray and then put an implant there on top there. It kind of looks like Scully's Scully's X-ray when she was looking at it, and then the surgical scheduling form here is from Holy Cross Memorial Hospital there from the episode. File folder with the X file on there, and then this is anticipation of Field Office Crime Lab. It's an evidence bag, and I did put a little nod to one of my favorite episodes in here. The evidence is from the case against Robert Patrick Modell, the pusher. And I've used his case number here is actually his card number from the Scully set for his adversary. So I thought that was kind of a fun little Easter egg there. And then the date and time of discovery is February 23rd, 1996, the day that episode aired. So that was kind of a fun thing. So we'll see how this works. It seems to have plenty of room, even to have my tokens on there if I need to. But let's bring everybody else back in. Let's get this game go rolling.
Impeccable. I love it.
Yeah, and I think what was most difficult for me to it's the Russian Gulag. Like, what could you realistically put to represent that? And the idea of the satellite photos is just perfect. And the post-it note on top of it, I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I really like it. Oh, and then the airplane tickets. I was going to put airplane tickets and then sunflower seeds here. I was going to put also a car rental brochure, but I didn't find one that I really liked, and I didn't feel like making one from scratch, so I just left it green. I figured there's enough stuff all around here. I didn't want to get it too cluttered, so that was an easy decision.
I like that you have the field which is clear, so that way you can really see the cards in play, and all of the details, everything. It's amazing.
It gets a little tight. I did roll it out and then kind of do some placement if I was going to do like 2 sites or a team of 6. And when I saw the team of 7 the other night against Steven, I was like, oh, I don't think that'll fit. But with a little finagling and stuff and a little fudging, it'll fit on there. So I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, you did really great work.
Hopefully. And with the tokens and the playmat, and I'm going to be ordering some custom sleeves pretty soon. I'm hoping to inspire other people to think, I could do something like that too. Or maybe, great idea, David, but what if you did this and this and this? Well, go for it. If I can do it, you certainly can. So hopefully I inspire someone to inspire their creativity as well to have some fun with it.
I especially like the MR, was it the MRI scan
the X-ray here?
Kelly's cancer. That is a beautiful image right there, and very fitting for the hospital setting. So yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I was very surprised that some of this text actually was readable. I was prepared to be like, well, as long as it looks good on camera, that'll be fine.
Yeah, I know you said it, but can you remind me, what was the stationery above the MRI sheet?
Oh, it's from Holy Cross Memorial Hospital.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's not like it's not like a sectional thing. It's just one big playmat. Like, you can't use it for like traveling, right?
Oh, well, like it's the neoprene, so you can roll it up.
You can roll it. Okay, so it actually would be decent for travel then.
Yeah, I could take it to Minnesota if that happens, but not likely. But yeah, you could easily roll it up and bring it with you.
Did you want to plug the website where you got that, just in case? I don't remember if we talked about that off camera or not.
I think we were off camera, and Stephen, you're a loyal customer and recommended them. As it's yourplaymat.com. I'll put the link in the description after we're done here.
Free promotion for them.
Yeah, I hope they appreciate it and put me on their website. I saw some of their customer reviews with their customers holding up their playmat with the big happy face. I doubt they'll do it because it's got a weapon on it, but we'll see.
Yeah, probably.
Use promo code Studio Scream to get 10% off.
Oh yeah, I wish.
Nice.
I'm not that tight with them
People
just
are like,
yet.
"How do you spell that?" Oh, no, I'm kidding. All right, so I think we're ready to get this. I think we're ready to go. I think we've kept him waiting long enough. I'm ready to I'm ready to throw down.
I'm ready to
Yep.
get this party started here. As is tradition, Guillaume, we're going to have you go
Yeah.
back to the green room and give us the hand signal if you need to break in for us.
Yes. Have a great game. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Well, since my signed U.S. Marshal Tapia is actually in the deck, I'm gonna for my little area of X-Files merch. I'm just gonna put my very super mega
Oh,
ultra rare Donruss card of Lake
I
Okoboji right over
am
there. Haven't
of
had it out
which
for a
I am
while.
supremely jealous of that
Ah, it
particular
is a
card.
yep.
Um,
Not just
I'm
because it's like you're a big fan of the full bleed cards, but
I do like the borderless.
yeah, but also because this baby is very, very hard to come by.
Yeah, I'd almost say put that in a safe deposit box or something. Yeah,
Or play with it in a game sometime. Although actually, I don't think the way it functions, it would actually work in a game. Oh well, but
I'm hoping to
nevertheless,
get
it's
an
nice to look at.
I'm hoping to get an image of that to make a
Did you
card
ask me to
sleeve.
send you one? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
we
did.
were.
I apologize. You remind me as soon as we sign off tonight, and I will send you an image. If not, I mean, Guillaume should have this because I sent him the image a long time ago. So if Guillaume, if you got a chance, you could just send it to him and save me while the game's going on. But yeah, this right here, for anyone who doesn't know, is a prototype for the X-Files collectible card game before it was even called the X-Files collectible card game. As you can see right here, it was originally titled the interactive card game. So this is just one of the very few prototypes that exist for
I,
this. Not
I
the
heard
earliest iteration, but one of the earliest.
I heard a story because, and I think this comes from the Scooby Doo game. They called it the expandable card game because at the time Wizards was trying to trademark
Mm-hmm.
collectible card game or something like that. So everybody was
Yeah.
coming up with different names to call it, whether it was expandable or interactive or anything to avoid a lawsuit with Wizards.
Right.
At the time, they were the big powerhouse.
Okay.
So you had to be pretty careful about that.
So, David, should we officially introduce our agents before we get this started?
Yes, please. And as my esteemed guest of Studio Squim, why don't you get started?
Thanks. I'm not used to going first, actually. But yes, now after an over an hour and a half of deck building and part of that team building, I have arrived at my team that you see before you, of which, well, I don't have a lead agent. I do have Agent Tom Colton, who I'll just consider my lead agent only because he is the first chronologically for the team, as he appeared in the episode Squeeze, the third episode of the season. I also have Agent Jerry LaManna and Agent Nancy Spiller from the Ghost in the Machine episode, the seventh episode of season 1. And I have Inspector Phoebe Green from the 12th episode, Fire. And then the only agent who's not from season 1, Agent Lucy Kasdan, from the Dwayne Barry episode, one of the better mythology episodes. And now that I think about it, I don't know why I put a token on Phoebe Green, because I am not using her effect in the course of this game. So that is a useless token to have. But Tom Colton and Nancy Spiller have these RP tokens on them, for which will be used to purchase certain keyword cards should they come up in my deck. And actually, Agent Jerry LaManna doesn't actually have a token, but I'm using it on him as a reminder of his once per game effect.
Right on, right on. Well, I'm probably going to include some chapter bookmarks here. So if for anybody who wasn't watching the deck building portion, I already revealed my team. But to bring them out here, I'm going to have, it's like the three powerhouses here. We've got Agent Fox Mulder, Agent Dana Scully, and Agent Krychek. And I'm kind of putting myself out on a limb there because if an adversary comes along and knocks my guys out, I'm in real trouble. But we'll see how it goes. I feel like I've got a good spread of skills, and I did get some pretty good sights there in the
Yes, you
course
did.
of the cube there. So hopefully my gamble will pay off, but we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to an interesting game rather than a team of 4 or 5 where it's all evenly spread out. So we'll see what happens. And as is tradition on Studio Squim, we're going to flip to see who gets to decide if they want to go first or not. So Stephen, I'll have you call it in the air.
Heads.
Heads. Okay. Well,
It's going to be heads. Just call it. Yeah.
The red cross will be heads, and the dime there will be tails. So let's see how this plays out. Heads. So you get to choose. Do you want to be the investigator or the
conspiracy? What the heck? Give me a chance to draw first blood if I should draw a sight. That is. All right. Let's draw them.
Interesting. And I'll bring this on camera here.
Well. All right. So I will begin by drawing my free card to start the briefing phase. So assessing my team's res here, Agent Tom Colton has 2, Agent Jerry Lamanna has 1, Agent Nancy Spiller has 1, Phoebe Green has 1, and Agent Lucy Casson has 1, for a total of 6. And that will take my resource pool up from 5 to 11. And of that 11, I think I will I think I'll probably yeah, I'll just get 1 card and take it down to 10. Sorry I took so long on that.
That's quite all right.
It's a hastily crafted deck.
Yeah, you haven't had time to really study and think about all the cards and how you want it to play out.
What are you selling, if anything?
All right, I'm going to sell 2 cards. First is I Want to Believe for 1, and I'm going to sell Michael Kreider for 3.
Okay.
Which gives me 4. Take me up to 9. And I'm going to buy just 2. Take me back down to 7, and I'll turn back to you.
Thank you. Seeing as this is the inaugural round, there is no healing to be done, so we'll brush past that to requisition. I did draw a few equipment cards, so now I'm deciding if that's why I was choosing carefully whether I want to requisition something, which I probably should, because pretty much all the cards in the well, no, we did have some 10-13 in the cube come up, but a lot of these are going to have a bureau activator, and so this would be the time to do it if I'm planning to take everyone out. So yeah, I'm definitely going to requisition some stuff, and I think I will requisition the gas chromatograph to Phoebe Green for 2, and that'll take my resource pool down from 10 to 8. And the gas chromatograph, David, the agent equipped with it has access to the field office crime lab. If there was one. Well, there is one on your end. That lovely playmat.
Still under construction.
Yeah, it's true. There's a big still under construction sign on it. But the most important aspect of the gas chromatograph is that it adds 1 to the agent's scientist skills. And the other equipment card that I will requisition will be the gas chromatograph, or not the gas chromatograph, will be the Kevlar vest for 3, which I will requisition to Jerry LaManna. And the Kevlar vest will absorb 3 points of damage. Place 3 tokens on this card. Discard a token to prevent 1 point of damage. Discard the vest when all tokens have been discarded. Excess damage is applied to the agent as normal. All right, so we got a couple of decent equipment cards there. And with that, we'll move on to the deployment phase, in which we'll be sending everyone out to the field. And for case assignment, let me see if I can actually do this. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play 2 sites. One of them is Mattawa, Washington, which is a Bureaucracy 4 prerequisite. And it, upon successful investigation, will allow me to ask a result question. Bureaucracy and result are the keywords, David. The second one is the Teso dos Bichos excavation in the Ecuadorian highlands of South America. It's an observation prerequisite, and a method question will be allowed if it's successful. So method and observation, and bureaucracy and result for Mattawa. And I will use Colton's RP to pay for part of Mattawa, and I will use I can't use Spiller to pay for that one because it's observation, so that will take my resource pool down to 2. I wait any bluffs you might have.
All right. I do have one bluff.
Hit me.
This is going to go on the site that's observation.
Okay. I'll just pull a random Dax card and put that on there as a reminder. As you can see, it's a Dax card because it has this little cigarette smoking man logo on the back. All right, so just that one bluff?
Just the one, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to send everyone on the team to Mattawa, Washington. And again, that is a bureaucracy site, David. And so the prerequisite is 4+. Agent Tom Colton has 1. Nancy Spiller has 2. Jerry LaManna has 2, for a total of 5.
Okay.
Again, it's a result.
Dang you, result sites. I got nothing.
Okay, then. So because of that, we'll consider Mattawa, Washington a successful investigation, and thusly my team has been awarded a result question in which I'll be asking David, by any chance, is your X-Files result death?
Yes, it's death.
Well, I mean, obviously we only go with death because it has the most result. It is the most prevalent of result characteristics. So that will obviously that will reduce the number of possibilities quite substantially, but that does leave you with, how many are there? 16? Is that right? I'm looking at Yost's oh no, I missed one. Physiological. Should be 13.
13.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 13. No, I did something wrong here. I'm gonna reset this whole thing. Okay. Mike. Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, 13 possibilities remaining, but still plenty of game left. David, do you have any cards to play before we head into debriefing?
No.
All right, I'm going to send Mattawa Washington to the trash bin. And yeah, so only sitting on 6 cards, so don't need to part ways with anything. What about you?
6 cards. I think I might just call 1 or 2 to make some room here. I'm going to discard Deceiving the Flock.
Oh.
Yeah, and I like everything else. So that'll leave me with 5.
Sounds good. Over to you, sir.
All right, I'll start by drawing my free card.
Madeline, I'm going to say period T on that. It's a Gen Z thing, David. I barely understand it.
All right, I'll let it go then. All right, drew my card. Let's generate res. Scully has 2, and Krychek has 2. I'm going to put both of those because Krychek's effect says I can put it in my conspiracy pool if I want to, but I'm actually going to put them all into my res, and then we know Mulder's 2.
Wait, you said you were going to put them all in your res or not? Sorry, I thought, did you say you're going to put them all in your res pool, or are you going to put some of Krychek?
No, I am not. I'm going to put 2 from Scully, 2 from Krychek, both into my res pool to make 9.
How do you? Okay, just checking. All right. Oh yeah, because Mulder's you have to purchase cards. That's why.
Mulder's goes to 2 cards, whether
yeah,
I like
I was
it
like,
or
wait,
not.
are you shorting yourself there? But yeah, recently I've gotten into the habit of like I put Mulder's 2 into my resource pool, but then I just immediately pull them out.
Just immediately buy them out.
Yeah, but it's just kind of more of just going through the motions more than anything.
And I am going to purchase 4. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll turn to you to sell and buy.
Thanks, because I have a lot I need to sell because I got crapola aside from what I used in that previous round. But I'm going to get rid of classified ad for 4, the tape recorder for 4. I told you I drew a lot of equipment. I'm also going to get rid of expert briefing and X-Files research. So yeah, crap. Anyway, but makes for good CP fodder at this point in time. So of that, that is 12. That'll take the conspiracy pool up to 17. Or yeah, from no. 12 plus 5. Yeah, 12 plus 5 is 17. I'm a librarian. I don't do math. Of that 17, I think I'll get 5 cards. And back to you, David.
Very good. healing phase, and nobody's injured yet, so no healing needs to take place. A requisition, I'm not going to requisition any equipment. Deployment, all 3 agents are going to move to the field. And case assignment, I don't know who shuffled this deck, but I don't have any sight cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
after all that drawing of cards, I have no sights.
Jeez,
So
now I got to get rid of some stuff.
unless you have anything else, we'll go right to debriefing. And
You don't have a site for me to play on, David. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
Could you play a bluff face up, like Nasty Surprise or something like that?
It has no, these don't have. I'm looking at some of the bluffs, like they don't have sight activate. They have to be played during the investigation phase, I guess, but there's no investigation phase since we're skipping past it. I'm not going to do that. That's some weird gray area. I'm not going to touch, even though some of these don't have a like for our season, like our fan expansions, we've just resorted to putting conspiracy and sight as the activators, but that wasn't the thing early on in this game's infancy. So yeah, I'm not going to do that, much as I wish I could. So debriefing then. I'm going to get rid of cigarette butts and you've got a tail.
Okay. I had 10, so I need to discard 3. I'm going to do You've Got a Tail, Squeeze, Ouch, and Stoner Chick and Dude.
Oh, I still had one too many. Sorry. Darkened Forest also goes bye-bye. Thought I had 7 at that point. All right.
All right, I'm down to 7, so I'll turn to you to start your investigation.
Thank you. And I'll draw my free card, and we'll get a new one going. So,
I think we all feel that way, Madeline.
Yeah.
We all do.
So I'm going to return Agent Colton's RP token to him right now. Hey, Jonathan.
Just a moment. Jonathan, thanks for coming in and watching as long as you did. Appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Catch the recording later on.
Yep.
Okay, so assessing my team's res, it's still 6 because everyone is still healthy and they're all looking good. So that's going to take my resource pool up to 8. And of that 8, I think I'll draw I'll draw 2 cards. Sell away.
Nothing to sell or buy. Go right ahead.
But I got hard evidence on one of those 2 I pulled, so I'm going to play that one right now and get me 3 back. So no healing to be done and no requisition now that they're all out in the field. For deployment, everyone's going to stay in the field. And for case assignments, we'll be potentially sending them to Mount Avalon, Washington, which is a sciences prerequisite, David, with a method question, and I'm going to use Nancy Spiller's 1 RP to pay for part of that and deduct 1 from my pool to pay for the other half. Bluff me, sir. I would say if you dare, but I don't have any Langleys to stop you. So
1 bluff, sir.
1 bluff. All right. So either way, I got to go to a site with a bluff on it. Let's see. Do we want to go to Washington State or South America? If anyone feels like weighing in. South America's nice this time of year, so I'm gonna move Washington aside, much as David would attest to it being a nice place.
I was gonna say our tourism.
Yeah, it rains a lot, but that's not too bad. And 4-way flashers on comics does say South America, so we're gonna send everyone there to the Tesa dos Bichos excavation in the Ecuadorian highlands. And as a reminder, David, that's observation 4+ and method question. So, assessing my team's observation, Phoebe Green has 3, and Agent Lucy Kasdan has 1. That's just enough to squeak by on the observation 4 prerequisite. Let's see that bluff.
The bluff is the Overcoat Man.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Pay the listed conspiracy cost, where X is the number of conspiracy paid to gain the desired modifier to one of the following skills: medical, observation, or behavioral. Pay 1 to get -1, 3 to get -2, 5 to get -3, and 4 to get -4.
Yeah, it gets pricey the higher you go. So
Yeah.
how much are you going to take away from my skill check there?
Well, I think I'm going to pay 3 to do -2.
-2.
Just so I have a little extra padding there.
All right.
I don't like that smile. Can I change it to 5?
I don't know. I feel like you've already claimed 2. So can you even
yeah.
afford 5? You can't even afford 5. You
I've
need
got
like
7.
9. What?
I've got 7.
You got 7? I thought it was 9. Do I have one of those?
It would be.
Or am I might be making that up. No, I don't have one. I think I discarded one though.
It's 5. Pay 5 to get -3.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you're gonna do that? Say.
Well, like you said, I already declared -2, and
sure?
I have a feel. Well, will you let me change it?
Yeah,
no, come on.
No,
I have enough.
No. Go for it. I gave my poker face sucks as it. Yeah.
No, I already declared 2, so I have enough advantages in this one. So I'm going to pay 3 and take you down by 2 on that. So you had 4, now you're down to 2.
Yeah, and so yes, even though I almost screwed myself on that, the reason I was smiling is because I did have one of my 2 Emil and Zoe's in my hand, and they add exactly 2 observation. So if you had gone 3, then I would have no leg to stand on. But since you chose 2 initially, well, Guillaume, I will be able to replenish that 2 for the cost of 2.
Guillaume wants to break in here.
Oh, Guillaume, you want to come in? What's up?
Yeah, just a question, David. How much did you pay? Did you pay 3 for that bluff?
I paid 3.
Shouldn't it be 2 since it was face down?
Oh yeah, take away because it. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Now can I change it to take off? No. Okay. Thank you, Guillaume.
I mean, I don't know, Guillaume. Do you think that's the way to, since he initially declared 2, is that the way we should play it? Or I mean,
I think it's something that both players should be. Right. But since David, had you paid for it, David? You had not paid for it.
I hadn't paid for it yet.
And I think as long as you have not paid for it, you should be able to change it. And it's a case of Steven not not saying, okay, are you sure, or not giving it away that you have maybe something to counter that. So
I mean, if
I
you
think,
want to, then I will. Then
I think
I'll take this back. Then I'll take this witness back because it's
like,
no point in paying for it.
I think in a
No, no.
tournament, you would say, okay, David, you can change it as long as you have not paid for it.
That's true. That's
And
true.
in a friendly game, it's just like whatever you guys agree upon. So
No. We've already played through the whole thing
right.
and
Yep.
paid for all of our stuff. So I appreciate the offer, but we're going to play a clean game here.
All right.
All right. No time travel.
No time travel. Well, we can do that in season 4 with the warning from the future card from Synchrony.
That's a whole
the time
different
travel
game.
episode. Different
Yes,
game, yeah.
I do know that one.
Yep. But you're still sitting on 5 CP, so I don't know. Do you have anything else to stop me?
I have stuff. I don't know if it's going to stop you though.
I do want to thank Seth Green for standing in and giving me a little bit of observation skill to
Yes.
just barely stay alive.
Along with his creative talents.
Yes.
Refresh my memory. That's a method or
It is method, yeah. So I don't know. You got an adversary?
Method. I do.
Oh boy.
I do.
I'm almost kind of regretting not just letting you
not
easy
not
way.
just ending it there.
Oh boy. All right, play it if you can afford it.
I can afford it. It is the psychotic attack.
Shit.
Damage from long-range combat may be split among all opponents. Directed player's choice. That is a conspiracy and method site.
Yes, it is.
And
yes,
the keywords adversary, evolutionary, and pawn. That costs 4, so I'll take that off right now.
Okay. All right. So I don't have that. That Sharon Kavit witness card would be looking really good right about now. Nevertheless, I mean, I could Lamont. Well, I mean, you had it too. I don't know if it's in your hand, but I could always. Wait. Let me think here. So it's 3 long range, right?
Correct. 3 long range, 2 short range, and 5 health.
Huh. Well, you would need a combat card to get you out of it, but to actually get one of my agents, so yeah. All right, let's head into combat. I don't have any. I was debating whether to use Lamanna's one effect at this point, and I may wind up regretting that. But let's do it. All right. So long range, David. So as you stated, you have 3 long range from the psychotic attack. Whereas on my end, because all of my agents are at that site, they're all going to be able to contribute their long range, for which Agent Tom Colton has 2, Nancy Spiller has 1, Jerry Lamanna has 1, Phoebe Green has 2, and Lucy Kasdan has 2, for a grand total of 8. So do you have any combat cards you want to play before we assign damage?
Nope, it's damage time.
All right. So we'll be inflicting 8 damage on the psychotic attack, which will be more than enough to defeat it. However, you will be able to inflict 3 on one of my agents of your choice. Phoebe Green and Lucy Kasdan are the 2 that are contributing observation skills.
And I can't remember which is contributing more than the
other. That would
other.
be Phoebe Green. However, she does have a health of 4.
Oh, then we'll go with the other agent.
Lucy Kasdan?
Yeah, she has 3, right?
No, she has 4.
Oh gosh, well, I'm gonna put someone in the. I'm gonna hurt someone.
All right, so you can choose one of the other 3. They all have a health of 3, but they're not contributing to observation.
Yeah, what to do. I don't like Lamanna's effect. Let's move him.
Well, actually, he's got the Kevlar vest, so I can
Oh.
just take those 3 tokens off of him right now. You chose him, so
Yeah.
right.
No, actually, I kind of like that. I
All
want
right.
to kind of get rid of
So
that for
I
later.
will discard 3 tokens of damage from Lamana, courtesy of the Kevlar vest, and therefore he will not be making a trip to the ER. But I will be sending the Kevlar vest to the trash bin because all tokens on that have been discarded. I felt like there was a reason I should put the Kevlar vest on Lamana. Don't ask me why, but maybe it's probably because I had a sense that David didn't like him very much. He did steal Mulder's files, so there's that.
I don't know why I put the psychotic attack in the hospital there. But yeah, other than that, I've got nothing else to stop your investigations.
Well, not with 1 CP. All right, so my team just scraped out of that combat unscathed, actually, very surprisingly. So thanks to Emil and Zoe as well, we have ourselves. I want to thank Seth Green for flying all the way down to South America to help me make this site skill check, which has been successful. And so my team has been awarded a method question. And I'll be asking David, by any chance, is your X-Files method violence?
It is not.
It is not. So that takes it down to 8 possibilities remaining, but I will refrain from asking an identity question at this point. So we'll send South America to the discard pile. Mount Avalon still is out there on the field with a bluff on it. Debriefing time?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
I'm at 5, so no discard.
And I need to get rid of something. I also want to sell some stuff next round, so there's that. I'll get rid of internal bleeding, much as I was looking forward to playing that on one of your agents. Anyway, ready to pass it back to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Draw your free card, my good man.
Start with my free card. All right, and generate res. I am going to do the same thing. Scully is 2, Krychek is 2. All 4 are going to go to my res. It takes me up to 9.
Yep.
And along with Mulder's 2, I am going to purchase. I'm going to purchase another 2, so 4 total.
Okay.
And I turn to you to sell and buy.
Thank you. I'm just going to sell a couple cards. Detective Frank Briggs for 2 and Detective Sharon Lazard for 2. And that'll take my conspiracy pool to 16. And of that, I want a lot of cards. So let's do 4. And that'll take it down to 12. Back to you.
All right. No healing needed, no requisition. No one's in the bureau anyway. And deployment, I'm going to keep all 3 agents in the field. Case assignments, I once again find myself with no site cards.
I can't believe it. I don't want to win with no site investigations thrown at me. But I mean, I still have 8 more to whittle down, but dang, this is I almost want to hand you a site just to investigate something, David. Good Lord.
Yeah, it doesn't. But yeah, I've got nothing.
Okay. And I keep pulling these. I keep buying a lot of cards, and now I'm going to have to keep getting rid of them. So that's not fun. Okay. Well, now I need to head in. Yeah, need to pitch some stuff again. Are you going to play anything before you head into debriefing, or are you just?
No.
Okay. All right. So debriefing, I got to get rid of pretty much all the cards I just bought. But bye-bye Henry Trondheim. Bye-bye Dr. Sheila Braun. Bye-bye medical treatment. And God. Bye-bye trap. Do you have to get rid of anything?
Yes, I do. I've got 10 again, so I need to
Yeah.
get rid of 3. Gonna let the walk go away. Angry townspeople. And well, I'm not even getting any sites to get in any trouble, so I'm gonna discard. Oh no, I'm gonna keep run for it.
Yeah, you might need
I can
it
sell it
next time. Yeah, keep some RP cards to sell.
And
one more.
I'll get rid of the conundrum.
That's all right. I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, no evidence collection sites coming from me. At least not this time. So, ready to pass it back to me then?
Yep, that takes me down to 7. Ready to start your investigation.
Card. So, Virgil Encanto's apartment. All right, so my team still has 6 res, so that's going to take my resource pool up to 12. And I'm going to also give Nancy Spiller her RP token back. Let's do 2 cards. Over to you.
All right, I'm going to sell Run for it for 2 and Walther PPK for 4. Gives me 6.
Nice. But before you... I'm going to play Relentless Pursuit.
All right.
So play to prevent an opposing player from drawing cards after the player has paid. Right? Did I play that right?
Oh, you would want me to say how many I was going to buy first and pay for it.
Oh, shit. All right. I played that wrong. Go ahead.
That's okay because just go ahead and take the card back. I'm not going to buy any anyway.
All right. Oh, well. Okay. I really thought I was like, oh, I'm going to finally play this card the right way, and I did not. Oh, well.
I turn back to you.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I do have that to help me, so let's see if I need it. All right, so no healing to be done, and still no requisition to be done anymore because we're all out in the field. For deployment, everyone's going to stay out in the field. Strength in numbers. For case assignment, we're going to potentially be sending them to Virgil Encanto's apartment in Cleveland, Ohio. That is a monosite, David, with the keywords affiliation and computer. And I'm going to use Nancy Spiller's RP token to pay for part of that and deduct the other half from my resource pool. It's an affiliation question, David. Computer and affiliation are the keywords. What do you got for me?
I think this is going to work. Hold on just a second here.
Yep.
Well, one bluff.
One bluff on that?
Yes.
All right, so once again, I get to choose whether I want to go to... I got 2 bluff sites to choose from. I can go to Mount Avalon, Washington, which is a volcano. It's might be a bit active at this point. Or I can go to creepy Virgil and Canto's apartment, the fat-sucking vampire. Choices, choices. I don't know. Anyone have an opinion? Washington State or Cleveland, Ohio? What's that?
Split it up.
Split it up. No, that wouldn't be wise. Because I got 2 bluffs on these. I got 2 bluffs between these 2 sites, and yeah, one of them might not be a true bluff. I feel like one of them probably is just a question of which one. I think we're going to go to Mount Avalon. So I'm going to set Virgil and Canto's apartment aside. Everyone on the team is going to Mount Avalon. And so that, David, is a Sciences 4 prerequisite, and it's a method question if it's successful. So assessing my team sciences skills, Nancy Spiller has 2, Tom Colton has 1, Phoebe Green has 2, but she also has an extra sciences coming from the gas chromatograph for 6. Let's see that bluff.
The bluff is nasty surprise.
Okay, all right.
To add
True
5
in some
tokens.
sense.
Yeah, cost 2 because it was upside down, so I'll just net 3 to
Okay.
my pool there. And
Got
I'm sorry,
anything else?
you said you had 6?
I have 6 sciences, and it's a method question.
And I'm sorry, who's applying to that again? Who's applying their skills?
So Phoebe Green's applying 3 sciences, Nancy Spiller's applying 2, and Colton's applying 1. Hey, I hear you. Are you rooting for me?
Shoot. Go for it. I got nothing.
All right. I have to at least pitch a couple of cards. Well, no. Maybe. I think I have 1 left. But anyway. Mike says, like, you need the extra help. Do something, David. Okay. He's trying. I know, David, you are I know you're giving it your all. Okay. So because Mount Avalon was successfully investigated, my team has been awarded another method question. And last time I asked if it was violence, and it wasn't. So this time, David, by any chance, is your X-Files method possession?
It is not.
Okay. That takes it down to 6 possibilities remaining. And yeah, seeing as you haven't had a question yet, I'll just go ahead and take an identity so at least you can get a penalty question. Let's see. By any chance, David, is your X-File Donnie Faster?
2 hours of deck building.
Are you serious? 1 in 6?
30 minutes of gameplay.
Wow. 1 in 6. I did say I am good at the identity questions. 1 in 6, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. And I, again, despite the fact that I was belly aching from the get-go because of my very poor drawing on the cube, I think David is in a place to be complaining more so about the fact that he was just utterly lacking in sights.
I still had 7 more
Where
cards
were
before I
they?
was even going to get to a site.
7 more? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And so they were just all like clumped together in.
No, they were just all at the bottom.
Man, it's not a very sad. I don't take that as this is a satisfying win just because it's there was it felt kind of one-sided, at least as far as the investigations were concerned. Yeah, Mike, I think a rematch or an inquest. I think the only inquest is going to be in the in regards to who shuffled David's deck, because that's really where we need to be investigating right there.
I'm pretty certain Satan shuffled my deck because he wanted me to suffer, because that was embarrassing, especially after an hour and a half of you guys saying how one-sided this game was going to be, and I was just going to crush it. And once again, I have taken defeat from the jaws of victory, and yeah,
tell
I
me,
don't.
what was yeah, there was some cat interference. Yeah, on my end. What was the bluff that was on Virgil and Canto's apartment?
Oh, that was going to be Sheriff Daniels to play to change a site requisite to Subterfuge 3.
Yeah, and
But
I only have like one subterfuge amongst my team, so that would have got me. So I did choose wisely on that whether to go to Virgil and Canto or Mount Avalon, because I would not have had anything to get me out of. Oh wait, by the way, what was in your hand at that moment in time? Because I would have used Lamana's token. Did you have Langley?
no.
Oh, okay. What did you have in your hand at that point in case I had to resort to Lamana's
Hold
token?
on, I threw it down in disgust.
Sorry. Because if I had anything come up against me, I was going to use Lamana's token and see if you had by chance a Langley that I could use to deal with the bluff. But yeah,
No,
I guess
it was all. No, that wasn't it. Here it was. Detective Miles, Slithers in the Night, Squeeze, and Radioactive Area.
So I couldn't even taken anything then.
Nope.
Okay. I did have a street contacts, but I don't think I had any subterfuge witnesses. Yeah. Who are the subterfuge witnesses? I should know this. Bill Mulder. He's obviously not in the cube lineup. Samantha Mulder, the resource witness, but is she rare? I think she is. So I guess, the subterfuge witnesses are not available for the cube game, right, Guillaume?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's not a skill that I often use, so I'm not 100% sure which witnesses contribute to that.
No, it's Bill Mulder and Samantha Mulder.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because Samantha gives 1, Bill Mulder has 2. Well, if we're going to talk, not counting the 10-13 witnesses.
Yeah, and they are both rare. Yeah.
Yeah. So you really can't call upon a witness for subterfuge, especially if you're using just Premier and Truth only. 10-13, there is some in there, but
Ellen Timinski she's uncommon, so she could have come up.
She wasn't. I don't think I saw her in either of the cube, right?
Parmelli also.
Parmelli, I think Bureaucracy and Subterfuge there.
And Lieutenant Colonel Victor Stans also.
Yep.
And Detective Cross. Yes, Detective Cross as well. So, yeah, quite a few from the Murder expansion.
David, did you want to take a crack at what you think my X-File was? I mean,
even Guillaume had to laugh at that, and he's usually impartial.
I know it's a tradition of the post-game chat to reveal.
Yeah, well, let me see if I've cracked the code on your, because you say you don't guess.
What?
Or you don't do random. You don't choose your X-Files by random. You've got
a
pattern.
I do have a pattern, although this is happening on your channel as opposed to mine, so
it's out of sequence.
Kind of, sorta. Yeah.
Okay, well then that throws a.
But you're welcome to take a shot. I mean, I could fix that whenever I play next. But yeah,
I think that your guy is Arthur Grable.
Nope. Oh, that would have been fitting because you have bested me in a game in which you had selected Arthur Grable as your X-File. No, I chose this X-File specifically because I was coming up against you in this game, and I knew I wasn't going to have the luxury of getting to play your favorite witness card, Kevin Morris, because he is a rare RP generating witness. So Kevin Morris was going to be non-existent in this game. Do you see where I'm going with this, Guillaume?
I'm thinking this the conduit.
No, the conduit is in the next
no,
file.
I'm sorry. What's the?
No, because Kevin Morris wasn't able to.
I know. Hold on. You
know
are Michael Holvey.
Yes. So even though Kevin Morris did not get to make an appearance, the actor who played Kevin Morris does get to make an appearance in the form of Michael Holvey, the evil one. So it's like it is Kevin Morris in essence. So yes, so he does get to rear his lovely face at you, David, and say like, "Yeah, I like you, David, even though you don't like me." So sorry. that was the rationale for my choosing that X-File for this particular game.
That makes sense. That's a good Easter egg there. I would never have put that together without you explaining it to me. But yeah, so I got skunked. I got burned, but at least I did it in style on my new playmat. I'm pretty excited about that anyway.
You are the winner for that playmat and all the effort you put into it. But I don't feel like, I mean, like I said, I don't feel like this was an earned win because you just weren't getting sights. And so, hey, Persephone's back.
There she is. Oh, don't show that to the camera. Jeez.
I think she's just doing that. I think she's aiming that specifically at me. Is like, you insult my master like that. I don't know if Madeline's still awake, but I'm sure if she is, she's laughing it up at that right now.
I think it just goes to show that shuffling and how cards come up is really important. Also during the game, you can have the best deck possible, and if the cards don't come up at the right moment, especially sights,
still an element of randomness that would go into that.
David,
go ahead, Ian.
I had one question. When I think after the first round, you had 7 or 6 cards in your hand, and you chose to discard cards anyway, and you discarded Deceiving the Flock. So I was just wondering why you chose to discard it instead of keeping it and play it, since basically face down it's free, and you had 7 cards in your hand, so you could have kept it. So
I could have kept it. I wanted to make more room so I didn't have to discard later something that I felt was more valuable. True, it would have been free. Discarding 1 card from his hand, I don't know. That doesn't seem as valuable to me.
Not in this particular, where I was kind of just in a normal game where I've constructed my deck, very fine-tuned, that probably would be something that could potentially make the difference. I mean, what I had in my hand was usually like conspiracy cards. Aside from what although I guess actually if you had played that card and you just by happened to me randomly withdrawing Emil and Zoe, then you would have gotten me there. But I wasn't relying on the cards in my hand to really get me through the investigations, other than that one time. Other times it was just I played the site and you didn't have anything to stop me. So so I don't know. I mean, that's possible, but I think the odds are against, like, you probably would have had me randomly withdrawing a conspiracy card from my hand. And it would have been a non-event, really. But it was a good question, Guillaume, because I was like, I didn't realize he had 7, but I was like, if all of them, I would have probably kept that one.
I know that. I mean, I'm more in favor of waiting to have more cards in my hand and then figuring out which one to discard when I have too many,
right?
As opposed to making room for possible cards that I might not need. So that was just my question. But again, I don't think it would have made a difference during the game.
Yeah, the difference is just getting those sights to come up. And I'm sorry, David. Yeah, that was just really a poor luck on that end. So I guess we both were cursed by poor luck, but in different forms, But I mean, I've seen other Q games, and they definitely went a lot they definitely had a lot more going for them, especially the ones I saw Guillaume, like what I saw Guillaume and Alistair playing.
Yeah, and when I played against yours, I think it lasted for quite some time.
Yes, it did. Man, that was an epic one too. Very hard fought. So, but he at least got to, he needed a sight. Yeah, that's really all it came down to.
That's kind of the theme tonight. I got skunked, and the boy really came back to get me.
Yep, there's my signed U.S. Marshal Tapia right there, which eventually I'm going to be offering in a giveaway. So keep your eyes tuned to the channel, Alien Investigations, that is, to have a chance to win one.
You mentioned the Donruss, the side card from Donruss.
Yep.
So David, what image do you need?
The back of it.
Oh, the back. Okay.
Oh, I don't have the back in good quality.
I'll send it to you then. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have the orange logo that I sent you, but
yes.
But the other one I don't have that one in good quality now.
Okay. Yes. As soon as we sign off, I will send you an image, David. For sure. And I do apologize. I should have done that a while ago.
Well, you're saying you had to scan it?
If you want a high res image, otherwise I'll have to I could try to take a nice picture, sharpen it up a bit, send it to you that way. But if you want like the best quality, I'll have to scan it, but I have to go to work to do that.
Yeah, I can be patient and wait until you can get a high res one, because
then in that case I just need a reminder.
I want to make sure those logos come out nice, clear.
All right, so just remind me if you can Monday to pack it up so I don't forget to take it to work.
So do you want to order sleeves like Steven uses, David?
Yeah, I'm going to do a borderless. That's an option now at yourplaymat.com. You can get borderless ones. So I'm hoping to get the exact same look that the card has.
And they don't have a problem. Nice. They don't have a problem printing the X-Files logo. Oh, that's nice.
Do not. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven's been using his since the beginning. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's a shame they don't print cards the quality that we want, because then we could have the original backing on there. But yeah, I think they might print cards, but I don't think we're getting the quality that we get through MCP or MPC or
making.
I think it's is it MCP?
MPC.
MPC.
Yeah.
What is it? Do you know what that stands for? That way I can actually remember the order of the letters.
It's making playing cards.
Oh, okay. That's simple enough.
No.
Nothing real technical there.
I know, right? Expecting something with like LLC at the end. I was like, okay, yeah. All right.
So was discarding deceiving the flock like a bonehead move, or?
Ultimately, it didn't make a difference, I think, because on the off chance, like out of I think maybe the 7 or 8 cards I had in my hand, if you had played that on that second investigation, and by chance that would have made me discard Emil and Zoe, then that is the only scenario in which that could have made a difference that one time, because like I said, the other 3 out of the 3 rounds in which I was investigating, that was the only round in which I played a card during the investigation phase. Because I just went in with the sights and I had nothing to rely on. So really, probably not.
I think
in all likelihood
for this game, no. I think in general, though, if I have 7 cards in my hand at the end of the turn, I keep them all, and then I decide when I have more than 7 cards which one to discard. And if I don't have anything to discard, then I think it's best, because even
keep
if
your options as open as possible.
Even if there are cards in your hand, you have 7 and you're like, there are 2 that I'm not going to be using at all. Maybe you can keep them and use them as true bluffs. And if you need to discard it during the following turn, then you can discard them at that.
And the same can be said for like even a card that has like been like in which Hosting's token has been cast upon it. Not a bad idea to hold on to it, depending on what it is. Like if it's an adversary, definitely hold on to it, because you might just want to play it anyway to get an agent sent to the hospital. Or heck, even if it's like unexplainable time loss. Unexplainable time loss, I feel like lately has been hosting a lot. And if your opponent plays 2 sites, then you might as well just play that unexplainable time loss. Your opponent's going to get 1 question, but that's better than them getting 2 questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, even in some cases, you might want to hold on to your hosting CP card just in case it proves to be maybe the difference in your opponent getting 1 or 2 questions off of you.
Yeah, like if your opponent hostings Joseph Patnick, for instance, if you play Joseph Patnick, your opponent will get 1 question, but you might be able to send at least 2 agents to the hospital. So that will prevent your opponent from playing for maybe 2 or 3 turns. So
yeah.
no. And also maybe just for the joy of saying, okay, you hosting that card, but I'm playing it anyway. So
yes, as like a, screw you, I'm playing it anyway. Yeah.
All right. Well,
but yeah, just food for thought. But like I said, David, like in this case, the odds of it making a difference were slim to nil. And as you pointed out, you still had 7 cards away from drawing a site, so it's quite likely.
That's crazy, yeah, because you did draw quite a few cards. So yeah, it's insane that those sites. How many sites did you have in your deck?
If you separate them, yeah.
I don't know, and quite frankly, I'm not even going to look at that deck. I'm so disgusted with it. I'm not happy with the way that turned out.
Yeah, I mean, it was I going into it, I really thought, I was like, this is an easy win, for sure.
Yeah,
because I proved you wrong. I showed you didn't I?
Yeah. Well, again, you can never count anyone out.
Yeah. I mean, I was going in with no cards in my hand other than that 1 witness. Like everything else in my hand was just not going to get me through that investigation. So it was just the fact that he had, no sites he would have been asking me questions too. I mean, the conspiracy cards I had I don't know. You didn't have a Langley in your hand at all. Neither of the 2 came up, Dave. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe even if you played a site, I might have been able to, because I had one of my 2 Detective Thompsons sitting in my hand, so probably would have been able to play one of those. Yeah. But I was sitting on a couple of adversaries, just waiting for a chance to get played.
Yeah, wow. It was still fun to, I think, watching you guys build the deck, talk about the cards. That's also part of the fun of the Cube game. Getting ready to play the game. That gives us an opportunity to talk about cards that we don't use a lot. So it's always nice.
Nevertheless, we still got to play X-Files CCG at the end of the day when all is said and done. So, David, can I ask a non X-Files CCG question? 4th of July plans. What do you got going on?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing? Gonna take in a fireworks show at least?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't done that in a while. I'm not a big person for crowds and stuff.
Same.
So
yeah.
And it's real easy for this small town to get jammed up with traffic and people and stuff. And
sure.
I live 10 minutes away from the show, but it would take an hour to get home. So I'm not interested in that. I'll watch something on TV, but I probably won't do anything special. I'll probably make something on the grill for dinner, that sort of thing. But as far as going out to a show, I'm probably not. What about you?
For Tuesday, I don't think we're doing anything. We don't really go out much for fireworks shows, partly because it is way too hot down here in Texas in July, and the temperatures have never been warmer as they are. And 2, the traffic can be kind of a bitch at times too here. So we're usually not. And also my daughter is kind of sensitive to loud noises. So yeah, all collectively, not really a good reason for us to go. And I mean, I don't know. I used to work in a I worked one summer in a fireworks store, and that day after that, just the sheer amount of money people just flushed down the toilet just to blow up stuff, and it was like, you're literally blowing up good money. But yeah, I just kind of took the love out of it. Partly because what happened was that when it was over, part of the perk was that you could take like a couple $100 worth of fireworks and just, for free. The employees could do that after the big holiday, because we were working like 17-hour days. It's like you had the option. It wasn't by force. It's like you could work as much as you want, like those weeks leading up to it, because it's going to be so crazy. They'll pay as much overtime as you want. So it's like, heck yeah. I mean, some people went like crazy because they were working themselves, but they were making a lot of overtime. So that's just kind of how it was in those 2 weeks leading up to it. So it was kind of a combination of that, and then I just got to take the best stuff and just shoot it off, and so I kind of got all the last of the firework jollies out of me. And so I was like, yep, okay, I'm not really a fan of fireworks after that. So that was, I think I was like 18 or 19 at that point. So I was just, I'm like, I'm done. I didn't really find them that interesting after that. So
yeah, there's a couple really good fireworks shows in the area at Seattle, and I want to say recently, but they've been doing it for quite a few years now in Bellevue. And the big story in Seattle wasn't the fireworks show so much as the traffic jams and the people getting arrested for doing stupid stuff, because they would go to the big Seattle show and things would just get out of control, and the traffic kept you there. The show was over at like 11, but people were still stuck in Seattle at like 1 a.m. And I never went to the Seattle one, but I did go to the one in Bellevue, which is a smaller town just outside of Seattle. And even that one, I went there, and it was just a nightmare to try and navigate the traffic and get out of there. When I went, it was still kind of new, so they didn't quite know how to handle the traffic and get people out of the city quickly. But it was very frustrating and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I don't miss this. I don't need it. And people tend to lose. Yeah, what did they say in Men in Black? A person is smart, but people are stupid.
Yes.
And so you get a bunch of people.
Tommy Lee Jones says, no, a person is smart. People are dumb, scared, panicky, or something of that sort.
Yeah.
But which is a very, very accurate.
So you get a bunch of people together like that, and they're all whooping it up, and a lot of them have already had too much to drink before they even get there. It just kind of took the fun out of it for me. So I don't mind watching it on the TV, and having some good food and stuff at home.
So since 4th of July is on Tuesday, do you guys get Monday off, or is it?
Yeah, the library is going to be closed on Tuesday. Though I have to work till 9:00 Monday.
Okay, so you still have to work on Monday. You don't have Saturday, Sunday. Then you don't have 4-day weekend. You have to work. Okay.
There were sometimes there would be situations where like the library would close early on like the day before, like at 5 or something like that, in case they were open later. And even other jobs I've worked prior to that, they would usually close early for the day before 4th of July, and then you have all day. You have the holiday off. So yeah, it's usually, so some cases it could be like a day and a half kind of a weekend, but not this time. Nope. So yeah, but I'm okay with that. I was like, if I got to work till 9 on Monday, I still got the next day off, so I can't complain. So yeah, don't mind it. Should be a pretty slow day anyway, because like I said, people are going to be out trying to spend their money on fireworks, and just there's a million better things to be spending your money on, if you ask me. So hopefully you don't lose subscribers for me voicing that, David. You're like, I love fireworks. What are you talking about? Dislike, unsubscribe.
Yeah. Hey, this is America. We shoot
Yeah, I know
fireworks.
exactly, right?
I go outside and shoot my gun in the air.
Right, exactly. So sorry if I offend. It's like fireworks aren't that. They're cracked up to be. So yeah. All right. So let's see. Getting back to X-Files CCG, gentlemen, where do we go from here? Because we don't have. Yeah, Madeline, I totally agree with you on that. Well
I
said.
think, I think we're in the majority for the most part
Yeah.
there.
So where do we go from here? I know like Dave Meyer and I had tentatively talked about we might do an unboxing live show, possibly Monday night actually. I need to get back with them just to make sure, but I think we tentatively said we'd do a late one, 10 o'clock, because I get off at 9 p.m. Monday night, so I'd come home and then I could hop on. He's going to be the one unboxing it, not me, so I just need to provide the channel for him to do so. Any of you guys down for that if we decide to do that? I know, Guillaume, it's like for you,
Yeah.
9 p.m. on Tuesday morning, so I think that's
So
probably a
I
no
think
for
I
you.
might be able to watch it like during your last game with Dave. I was able to watch it while I was getting ready to work and then on my way to work. And then, well, actually, since the beginning of the day, I'm usually alone in the office. So I was able to watch the rest of the game while starting to work, sorting my emails, etc. But I was still able to watch the game.
What about you, David? Monday night, 8 p.m. You want to tune in and just chat while Dave Meyer opens packs of cards?
Yeah. I'll be there. That'll be fine.
All right, cool. You and I will just be kind of chatting, so he has a chance to, work on opening up those packs of cards. So that way we can kind of keep it lively. I don't remember how many he's opening. It might be I think that's a full box. I don't remember now. I'll ask him, but I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Once we're sure on the time. So yeah, it's been a little while since we've seen some. Mike, 4-way flashers is sort of an unboxing, but it was cards that were loose cards that were already open, so it was kind of sort of an unboxing. But yeah, I'm talking like cracking open those booster packs and taking in that 1996 or 97 sealed air. That's what I'm talking about. We haven't seen that for a bit of a spell, and we all kind of miss it when it doesn't come around in a while, right?
Yeah, pretty soon these cards are going to open the foil and it'll be like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark when they opened the Ark and he pulled it out and it's just a bunch of dust that comes
and
out.
then my face melts off.
And then then as I'm laughing, my face melts.
Well, while maybe that won't happen with X-Files CCG, I'm surprised that hasn't happened with Magic the Gathering. Did you guys just read about how they had a Lord of the Rings ring card, a one of a kind, worth like a couple $1 million that was just found? They made only one copy, and I guess someone finally opened up that booster pack that had that one card in there, the only printing of it.
Wow.
Yeah, they chose to remain anonymous, but I was just reading about that actually earlier today. So the Black Lotus card, as we all know, used to be the rarest and highly sought after card for Magic the Gathering, but no, now there's one ring to rule them all.
And does it do something special, or is it just the fact that it's just one of a kind? But is the effect special?
Oh, I don't know Magic the Gathering well enough to say like, oh, that's a pretty awesome effect. It probably is, but I've never played it. But it's the rarity of it. But it probably does have it. It would be crazy if it had a terrible effect. I suppose, but yeah,
it would be like buyers plus one to your keeper or something.
One buyers out there. So, no, but I was like, man, that's crazy. If only X-Files CCG had some kind of crazy equivalent to that, how awesome would that be? What would that one card be, do you think?
You mean if we had to choose among the 500 cards that were released?
Or if you wanted to make up a card from the show, like for a particular scene, like, I don't know. Yeah, let's say of the existing ones, let's say. I mean...
Well, I I don't know. Deep Throat
Interesting
seems like the
question.
obvious one, but
Partly because of the effect, especially. Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
what's
I
the
think
most iconic character out of 11 seasons and 2 movies or 3 movies, whatever it was?
An Agent Gray skin
An
alien.
alien? It would have to be
Uh,
some kind of alien being, right?
maybe if the promo card from Gethsemane was not so expensive, maybe it would be something. It would cost maybe 5 and allow you to switch your X file. And if the cost was lowered, and it could be a very valuable card.
That's very imaginative. Yeah, I like that. That card would be used more often in games if it wasn't so expensive.
What was the card again?
It's Believe the Lie, I
Believe
think.
the Lie.
Oh, Believe the Lion.
Yeah, where the Voyager promotion.
I think it allows you to switch your X file. If your X file has the affiliation government, is that correct? You can switch your X.
No, if your
It's
X file has the
alien.
affiliation alien, you can
Yeah.
switch it with something that's government. Yeah, so you'd have to go into that game, kind of planned out, which again for 12 CP is just insane.
It would be fun to see it in action. I
It
would not.
would.
I would not want it to be played against me though, but
I would love to like blue plate special that card.
yeah.
Yeah. That would be awesome. And of course, like I mean, you don't want it to come up too early, otherwise, because if it comes up too early, you don't want to do it because your opponent's like, oh, I've got like 24 possibilities, but then you switch it out for something government. Oh no, I got you down to 8 now. So yeah, it has to come up towards the end of the game for it to be effective.
Mike is saying Dwayne Barry.
The ones in the Dwayne Barry episode. Well, the ones in the Dwayne Barry episode are you got a couple of adversaries who have alien abduction or alien investigation as activators, which because of that, they don't get played very often. The Chaos Orb.
Yeah, that's seen, yeah.
I would probably choose like something that was iconic, like either an alien being like I'm talking like completely new, not an existing one, like some kind of alien abduction type card or Melissa Scully, or not Melissa Scully, Mulder's sister.
Okay. The clone, you mean?
Yeah.
Not the clone, like the actual person. But she never.
Well, she appeared as a kid, but in flashbacks only. She did. Well, the clone. For my season 4 expansion, she does appear there, but it's a clone though, not like one from the flashbacks or anything.
I mean, if you had to choose one scene from the whole show and say, okay, that is one iconic, that is the iconic scene from the X-File, which scene would that be? That's quite difficult.
Oh boy. Initially, first thoughts, the scene of Mulder in Deep Throat, at the end of Deep Throat on the field, kind of that shot where they're standing, where you see both of them standing in frame, perhaps. That's a very iconic scene that kind of really sets the show in motion, and it makes it gives us Mulder pondering about the quest that he's about to embark upon at that. So that's a very iconic moment. I mean, you could take a couple iconic moments from the pilot as well. I wouldn't want that card to be anything from like the last 3 seasons, just because they're terrible by and large. So
I think usually when we think
early,
I think iconic moments to me are from the first 3 seasons.
Absolutely. What was that?
Oh, sorry, that's my computer.
Oh, okay. Iconic shot in the blackmail card where Cancer Man says, "Yeah, if you kill me, you'll never know the truth." Yep, it's a good one.
I think maybe an iconic shot for me for season 1 is from the Erlenmeyer flask. The scene where Scully pulls out the actual flask. That's a
great card.
That
is a great card too. A card with maybe the effect of like it could negate any card, not just with like alien investigation or bureaucracy, but I mean any card. So there's your one to rule them all effect right there.
Maybe negate it and move it from the game that way.
Yeah, there you go. So I think that would be the effect for a $2 million X-File card. But the scene, let's see.
I think it would have to be something with both Mulder and Scully in the scene, just to be.
That would be. I could think of like, well, there's Memento Mori where they're embracing in the hospital hallway.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good one.
Well, there is that always scene from Fight the Future, which you guys seem to hate.
The hallway kiss. Yeah. I don't hate that.
Almost, but when we were discussing the Fight the Future cards, I was like, okay, we don't have a scene from that. Well, we don't have a card from that scene in the expansion, and it seemed that everyone hated that scene, and it was like that scene is better left alone. So
yeah, I didn't mind the scene. I didn't think it was going to happen, even when I was sitting there watching it on the big screen. I was like, they're not going to. No, they're going to. No. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I was like, I think I remember I said, yeah, I didn't think so when I saw it the first time. You've seen the movie, right, David? I know you just checked.
Again, too long ago, and I think I tried to look them up once I knew about the expansion, and I think it was with a subscription service, so I didn't sit down and watch it. And I was kind of thinking I wanted to watch the series first to lead up to it, so I didn't, in case there were any callbacks or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's break this. Okay. So the top 5 most iconic like shots. Okay, not just like scenes, but just like a shot. So I'm thinking. I'm still leaning on like the scene of like Mulder and Deep Throat on the racetrack. I agree with Guillaume. The Erlenmeyer flask, the shot of the Erlenmeyer flask coming out of the canister is definitely rates up there.
Something from Anasazi also.
Yeah, I was thinking Anasazi and Endgame for sure. The most iconic shot in Anasazi.
Well, I think everywhere you see a picture of that episode, it's the corpse from
the corpse. Yeah, the alien corpse. That one is usually what you think of when you think of that episode. For Endgame, there's a lot in Endgame. The submarine, perhaps, like the bounty hunter, that close-up shot of the bounty hunter's face in the submarine, perhaps.
Or the shot of the bounty hunter from Colony, that's used for
from the adversary card.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the most that's probably the more iconic shot from that 2-parter. The only other thing that comes to mind is like when the bounty hunter is holding Samantha hostage on the bridge.
Yeah.
There's that. And then from maybe the Dwayne Barry Ascension One Breath story arc. Trying to think of scenes that weren't covered on the cards already. You know what I mean?
Well, there is that scene where Mulder is trying to get off the
tram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's hanging in the air. So there might be something, maybe, but I think they did something similar to that for the Scully set where Mulder jumps on the train. So maybe something like that, where you kind of have to put your agents in jeopardy in order to ask a question or to help your investigation.
Okay, so I know it's a hard question to ask for David to ask since you haven't seen the whole run, but Guillaume, do you have a favorite episode? If you had to pick like either a favorite Monster of the Week or a favorite Myth Arc episode, do you have one of or one or the other?
Monster of the Weeks, it would be difficult for me to choose just one, but off the top of my head, I'll say some of the episodes that I watched the most. Bad Blood.
Okay. So let me. So my sub question into that is, what image from Bad Blood do you most want to see represented on a card?
Oh, it's the shot of Ronnie with his mouth open and his teeth and his yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
we're gonna
the shot I think of
Yeah.
when I think of that episode. Yeah,
And we're gonna get that in, and we got that on an adversary card, so I'm glad we got that represented. So favorite Myth Arc episode, again, kind of the same question and sub question.
I think it would be the Anastasia is a Blessing Way and Paperclip.
Okay, but one shot from that trilogy. Probably the scene where Mulder's in the mine and that UFO's coming through the lights coming through the windows. That is not represented on a card. That needs to be on a card.
It's that scene, or the one where Mulder gets out of
outside
the mine and you can see the UFO flying over him.
There you go. We need, like, Nathan, you're doing the season. Is he doing season 3 revisited?
I'm pushing for season 3 to be included.
It needs to be. If not, dang it, I will put it in season 5 somewhere. I'll axe one of my cards and put that in there. That needs to be a shot. So I hope, Nathan, you're making room for season 3 in your revisited expansion. Otherwise, we're going to find a way.
If we do 175 cards for that expansion, I think there is room for 3
Make it a promo.
And plus promos.
Yeah.
But we will also need a promo for Mulder and Scully from season, I think a shot from season 2, because we have that the official cards are from season 3. The photo
Which ones?
The official agent cards for Mulder and Scully. The photo shoots are from season 3.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
and
You're right.
And the Gen Con card, Scully has a shot of season 1.
Yep.
So I think for that season 1, 2, 3 expansion, we would maybe need to have season 2 photos from Mulder and Scully to try to.
You know what I'm thinking is, like, I feel like we shorted ourselves. Like, you know how, like, they made a point of doing ultra rare cards for Skinner and Krychek as well. So I was like, why didn't we do Skinner and Krychek while we were at it?
I think it's because, well, maybe Krychek is only in 2 episodes of season 4, so maybe that's why we did not do that. And Skinner, I think Mulder and Scully, they have more of a variety of maybe clothes or scenes, and that those cards can be different. Skinner is like always in a suit and tie, so I'm pushing for him to be a promo card for Fight the Future. At least I'm making
he should be,
even though he's only in one scene. But
and there's a cool promo shot. There's a cool promo image of Krychek from Tunguska, Turkey. You've probably seen it, right? Where he's wearing the hat and all that.
Yeah.
It's a promo still, but I think that would be a cool image to have on a card. But yeah, I thought of that after we finished season 4, so too late for that. But I thought that would be a cool image to have on an agent card.
Well, yeah. I don't know if there is a way to. We can always. Oh no, we can go back now and include yet another promo code for season 4. Can we?
I mean, I don't think I want to.
I don't print them.
Yeah.
No, I can always retroactive. We could put it in 5. And
but there would be no
weird.
If it's a promo, there would be no discrepancy in the bureau file numbers, right?
No, there wouldn't be if it was a promo. So because we haven't printed any promos for 5 yet.
No, but there are many promos from 5. I think there are
many
at least 10 already.
Mulder, Scully.
We got
2 Hartwells.
We got
a Marita and 1 event. No, there's 6.
Just 6? Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Mulder, Scully, 2 Hartwells, Marita, Covarrubias, and that event card.
Yeah,
right?
That's 6. Yeah.
6. Yeah.
Well,
still 6 is a lot.
It's good enough, I think.
It's good. It's good enough. But I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll find that. I'll find a spot for that agent card to come up somewhere. Heck, I threw Dogged into season 4.
I mean, maybe we could do an alternate Krychek promo agent for the season 1, 2, and 3 expansion.
Sure. Yeah. Doesn't cover Tunguska term, Tunguska term image I'm talking about.
We would also need to have maybe a Sky. Well, we don't need to make a Krychek promo for every season that he
Nah.
appears in.
Because he doesn't appear in 9. Obviously,
No.
no, he doesn't appear in
What?
9 as a ghost.
Yeah.
But yeah,
As a ghost.
Ghost Krychek. Oh, there's a
Oh,
card idea right
no.
there.
Okay, just a look ahead of how.
Oh
terrible
shoot! Oh
the-
gosh, David, I'm sorry. I mean,
That's
Well,
quite
okay.
all right. That
okay,
really
it's
set the tone for the whole
yeah, okay, maybe not ghost,
half
but
end
more
of the.
well, ghost or vision, maybe. Like,
Yeah, we don't. It doesn't really say outright, but yeah. Sorry again. It's just easy to forget that. Yeah. And
it's
even
better
though
to
you just
forget
told me
that.
earlier,
It's better to forget that episode altogether.
it is. Yeah, it is true. It is a
So
terrible.
I need to catch up with Mike here. I need to take over the moderating spot again here. Mike says his monster of the week is Tombs,
Oh yeah,
and his favorite episode are the Dwayne Barry parts 1 and 2. Those are ones. Those are both ones that I remember, even though they stuck with me. Even after all these years, I remember thinking those were excellent ones. And yeah, and what else did Mike have to say? What you need to do is print only one copy of the one card and randomly include it into someone's order.
There you go. That's it.
Interesting idea there.
Whereas Dax is reading that and he's like, more work for me.
yeah.
Oh, and he's probably thinking that's a guaranteed eBay, whether he likes it or not.
Once this card has been played, mail it to your opponent.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that would be fun.
Yes, it gets passed around.
Yeah,
Who knows where it is in the world?
Okay.
Yeah.
So like an X-Files CCG chain mail kind of thing.
So it would go from Washington to France and to London to and then maybe to the Netherlands and then to Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the shipping costs.
Oh yeah.
Collectively.
Plus.
You'd want that insured too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
$1 million insurance.
It's about how much shipping is now to get something sent overseas. Good God. Sorry.
Oh, look at this Sisterhood of the Traveling card. Very nice. Good reference there, Mike. Good or Madeline. Good reference.
Yes. Well said. So David, of the episodes you have seen though, what are your favorites?
There are episodes that have stuck with me even after 20 plus years, and I've mentioned it a couple different times. People are probably tired of hearing it. Pusher is one of my favorites. I can't put my finger on why. It was just really great, and
I'm glad you're bringing that one up actually, because no, I absolutely agree with you on that. Pusher is a Vince Gilligan penned episode, and Vince Gilligan being the writer of Breaking Bad, he's got the receipts for being a terrific, an impeccable television show writer. Now, Pusher to me is the ultimate gateway episode for the X-Files. For someone who has never watched the X-Files, I would say if you want to just watch one episode just to see if it's worth watching, the episode Pusher is the one to watch, because it's a perfect episode and there's a great amount of suspense and tension and hell of a climactic ending to that story. It is the one you want to watch, and then it will make a fan out of anyone who watches, that one episode. They'll be like, okay, I got to see more of this show.
Yeah, a lot of people might get turned off. So it's aliens and abduction, that kind of stuff. You're right. This one, it's sci-fi. It's well written sci-fi, and it's not so out there that people can't suspend their disbelief. And it's kind of a nice way to ease into the X-Files and into some of the other things that they do. I agree. I hadn't thought of it from that perspective, but yeah, when you say that makes a lot of sense.
And people usually do cite that episode and Bad Blood as, amongst their favorites. Guillaume, you said that earlier. So yeah. And both of those are penned by Vince Gilligan. So
I think to fully appreciate Bad Blood, it could not be the first episode that
it can't be. No.
Pusher
Definitely
could
not.
be, but Bad Blood, you need to know the characters and have spent some time with them to appreciate the relationship and to be able to fully appreciate it. But yeah, and I agree with Mike that Eugene Victor Toombs, even if he only appears in he appears as early as episode 3, and it's crazy that he has remained such an iconic character and villain of the show that early on. And I think it really speaks to the quality of the show that such an early episode has remained maybe in the top 10 or 5 for most people. And
Mm-hmm.
I think even people who haven't watched every episode, but that's a character that is known. I think at the time it was really not shocking, but it was really striking, and I think it remained in people's mind.
Yeah, because at that time in '93, it was considered quite shocking to see content like that be released on network television. Whereas compared to now, that episode is completely tame by today's standards, and what you see now, especially when you watch streaming shows,
Yeah.
it doesn't hold up. But at that time in '93, yes, it is the level of violence that they depict on is, it's quite startling for that time period. And I think that's why that does hold up. It was the way they directed it, the director, who was not a very nice person to work with, and was the only time he directed that episode. So, but it actually, for the portions that he did, it was actually pretty well done. And you don't see a whole lot like it going forward. You remember that scene where he goes into someone's house and he sneaks up behind him while he's kneeling at the fireplace, and he pulls the guy over, and it's a very slow motion shot. You never see anything like that again on the show, because again, you had that one director for that one time, and it's weird when you think about it in terms of just how the show's never done anything like that again. But and I think it's things like that just make it stand out as well. But of course, it was wonderfully portrayed, and that's just the kind of things that come from great acting when you get people like, say, Brad Dourif to play Luther Lee Boggs, and you get Peter Boyle to play Clyde Bruckman, where it's like there is no other actor on the planet that could have better depicted that character. And when you get those rare moments like that, then it's like, yes, that's when those things are going to stand out in people's minds, decades later.
And when I did my full rewatch of the show 2 years ago, I was, I'm already a fan, but I honestly feel like this show really holds up well, even the early season. And I think if you compare it to what was on television back then, it was way ahead of the competition, in
Way
terms
ahead.
of how it was shot, how it was directed. And I think that's what allows it, and also the writing and the acting, but that allows it to still be watched today and not say, okay, it is so dated. Of course, the clothes and technology is dated, but the feel of the show, and you can really get into the show and not say it's not like when you watch a movie from the 60s now and you say, okay, it looks old and feels old. The X-Files, it's from the 90s, but it looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Scully's wardrobe over the years definitely is a stark reminder of how the fashion sense has changed.
That did stand out for me a little bit, was the design of Mulder's ties. At the time, I worked at a men's clothing store, and I remember that being all, that was the fashion of the time, and the shoulders, the giant square shoulders, and that kind of thing. And now you look at it, it looks kind of funny, but if you can get past that, which isn't too hard, if because like you guys said, the story writing is so captivating. You can let that go.
And I think it's fun to go back and kind of, for us who lived that period, I was a teenager back then, but it's fun to go back and say, okay, I remember that time period when everyone was dressed like that, or when we had cell phones like that. But I think even for maybe young people today who have not lived that time period, it can still be fun to watch. And there are many shows, well, that take, like Stranger Things, it's in the 80s, but I think maybe in a couple of years it will be shows that take place in the 90s, and maybe X-Files will be even bigger then because people will rediscover the show, and that kind of fashion and that kind of atmosphere will be back in fashion.
Guillaume, let me ask you, because you did see some of the show when it was originally being broadcast. What was the first episode you saw? Do you remember?
Yes, it was Too Shy.
Too Shy. Wow. And so that left an impression on you. Like, did that episode make you like, okay, I gotta tune into next week? Did you tune in to watch The Walk next week?
The way it happened was different in France. I think I've mentioned it, but we would not have one episode per week. It was 3 episodes every Saturday night, and so it was a period of 2.5 months. And then we would have to wait until the following September to have the new season. So, for instance, when season 4 aired in the United States, that is when we would start getting season 3.
Okay. So
they did not air the episode in order because some of the episodes, they had more shocking content. And so they wanted to keep some of the episodes, like for instance, Pusher, it was the episode that would have been broadcasted in third place during that night because of the Russian roulette scene. So they would not broadcast that at 9. They would broadcast it at 10:30 or closer to 10. So the first episode I watched was Too Shy, and I think that night, I cannot remember the second one they showed.
That was my next question.
I think Pusher was the third episode.
Okay, that same night?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was completely out of order. But it was enough to allow me to get into the show. And after they finished airing season 3, they rerun season 1 and 2. And so I was able to catch up. I recorded everything on VHS tapes, and then I was a fan.
Well, that kind of supports what I was saying earlier. So the fact you saw Pusher that first night that you watched the show, and that made you keen on seeing more. So there you go. I don't know if I've said this on any of our channels, but hold on one sec. I gotta exit out of StreamYard on my iPad so I don't keep getting an echo. So the first episode of the show that I watched was Fallen Angel, and that was December 10th of 1993. And so, as you guys know, that's a pretty tense episode. Very well composed score by Mark Snow. That really kind of like has almost like Predator vibes to it. Also, the Predator vibes comes from the fact that the alien has this cloaked invisibility that doesn't really ever come back into the series mythology after that. But nevertheless, just the amount of suspense that is injected into that episode that culminates in that scene in the warehouse where Max Fennig gets abducted right in front of Mulder by that invisible alien, and while the soldiers, the military police, are right outside using their infrared to see, like, oh, there were 3 people in the building and now there's only 1 person left all of a sudden. So yeah, I was like, all that great tension just made me like, okay, I gotta see more of this. But I wasn't like, I was so young, I was 10 at the time, so I was not able to, I wasn't catching every episode every week, but that was the first one I saw that left an impression on me. So like, I think I saw some episodes here and there, but then I saw Roland. I have a distinct memory of seeing Roland aired originally, and that would have been in late April of 94. And so that one, there was obviously some pretty grisly death scenes in that episode, even though it's not like a standout episode, but it's one of those you remember because of like one guy getting sucked into that fan or to the jet engine, the other guy's face getting doused into the liquid nitrogen. Those really grisly death scenes really stood out when I saw that one. And again, I just turned 11 at that point, so I was like, oh man, this is crazy. And And then I saw, I know I saw a few episodes of season 2, like the Red Museum. I have a distinct memory of seeing that one when it was originally aired, and of course the thought of like people just getting abducted in the middle of the night and then just showing up the next morning all like confused in their underwear. Of course, that was just like the stuff as an 11-year-old watching that was like the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
With a scrawling on the back that says "he is one." It's like, oh gosh. So, and then I saw the episode Humbug, which we watch that now and we laugh, but again, as a kid, it was seeing that Fiji mermaid leaping out at the screen kind of towards the end is like, that's the stuff that
that'll mess you up as a kid.
Yeah, and it scared my sister, who at that time would have been 6 or 7. So my brother and I would joke about, oh, you don't want to go in your room by yourself. The Fiji mermaid's in your closet.
Oh no!
Scared the hell out of her. So
yeah, there are some.
So those are the early episodes I remember watching. Sorry, Guillaume, what were you saying?
No, there are some episodes that we watch now, and we would not be frightened by them. But I remember one of the episodes that frightened me the most back then was Aubrey, and the scene when she wakes up and she sees Coakley in her room, and she wakes. Yeah, and I remember I had to pause it, and I had the official guide for seasons 1 and 2, and I went to read what was going to happen next because I was too scared to find out while watching the show. But yeah, that image, I think it's something that still scares me now, just the idea of waking up and seeing someone, the shape of someone in your bedroom. That is an image that is really frightening, and even back then that was frightening, and seeing that on the show, even if it's still an episode that I really like. I would not put it in my top 10, but it's an episode that I really enjoy still now.
Yeah, that one is very underrated. It's a solid B episode, for like a B- episode, because I like, there's so many good images in there, like the scene when it keeps flashing back to the car driving, and they kind of make the grainy footage look to kind of give you the sense of like, yeah, this is a dated car, reflecting an older time period. So I like the whole vibes of that. From that episode, and so I do like that episode a lot, and I love the fact that Terry O'Quinn is in there, and of course there's Sarah Jane Redmond, who would also go on to play in the Devil's Liege in the sister show Millennium, which you guys really need to watch that show. Both of you guys need to see Millennium. It will it's like, that is the kind of stuff that it was scary. It was definitely scary and very grisly for late 90s television, and it still holds up as being quite terrifying. And you're like, wow, they aired this back in the late 90s. Holy cow, how did Chris Carter get away with this? Because he was Chris Carter, and they were in their 4th season of X-Files at the time, and so that was when the show was well reaching its peak at that point. So he was given a lot of liberty on that, whereas he would probably would not have gotten that a few seasons earlier. But if you guys can get your hands on Millennium, by all means, do it. You will love it.
Check the website that I use to watch some shows, and I'm going to see if it's available. Yeah, it seems like it's available. I'm not sure it's going to be the best quality possible, but yeah, it's not available in HD, right? It's only
not available in Blu-ray. No, you can get it on DVD, but it's probably overpriced now. But yeah, DVD is your best bet. And even quality-wise, what are you gonna do?
Well, although just for fun, well, not for fun, but what I really enjoy watching the X-Files on Blu-ray. But for those first 3 or 4 seasons, I kind of miss having I'm not used to watching them in widescreen, and I also like having them the way they originally aired. And so when I watched a few episodes a few months ago, I actually pulled out the DVDs, and I was like, okay, obviously the Blu-ray quality is better, but the DVD quality is not as bad as I remembered it to be. And it's one of those shows where I'm kind of used to the grainy footage, and it's part of the old school charm, I think.
I also want to make another case for Millennium. When you watch the first 2 episodes, they are very much like the way the X-Files pilot and Deep Throat kind of work together to collectively establish this is what the show is. The pilot kind of establishes, okay, here are your two main characters. Here's your Mulder, here's your Scully character. And then Deep Throat kind of shows you of like, here's what they're up against. This is the government conspiracy working against them. So collectively, those two shows, which were both penned single-handedly by Chris Carter, really kind of serve as like a single, kind of operate almost like a single episode, right? You can put them together and they really kind of put the show into its context and like, this is what the show wants to be. Go to Millennium. You got your first two episodes. Again, both of them were just penned by Carter alone. And he only did 4 episodes for the first season, actually. But he did the first 2. And again, they operate in just the same fashion to kind of establish the characters and what the show is setting out to be. But then what happens is the show changes every season. The first season, it's all about like him, hunting down serial killers, and then it turns very religious and apocalyptic in the second season. And so every season the showrunner wound up changing, and so then they therefore changed what the show was. So altogether it feels very incongruous when you put the whole show together, because each season feels like a different show in a weird way.
Interesting.
I think I am a big Buffy fan, and for Angel, actually, they actually did that. The first season is completely different from the third and from the fourth, etc. So, and it still remains about the character, so that's fine. But I had read that about Millennium, that there was a change in each season. So actually, I did at least find the first 2 episodes. So I'm going to see if the whole seasons are available, but I should be able to find.
Yeah, just watch the first 2 and you'll be like, okay, I'm in. I'm totally in on this. And you're going to see actors who appear in X-Files because they were doing like a lot of Vancouver. They find a lot of Vancouver actors, to help out. And of course, you're going to see Terry O'Quinn, who's been in like how many episodes of X-Files and plus the movies and all that.
So 4, I think, including the movie, right?
Yeah, Aubrey, Trust No One, the movie, and
is it just 2 episodes? I thought.
Yeah. Holy cow! I feel like he's been in. I thought you were right. No,
it's just Aubrey, then the movie, and then Trust No One.
Yeah, fancy that. You figure out he's been in more, but you almost like the way he is in like Trust, he's like, you see the character in who's throughout Millennium. His Frank Black's partner is Terry O'Quinn. So, it's you definitely feel like the universe is definitely the same. And of course, there's a Jose Chung episode in Millennium. I mean, come on,
really?
There is a Jose Chung episode.
I read that, So I'm looking forward to
season 2.
Yeah. And David, do you remember which episode of the X-Files you watched first? What was your first episode?
I couldn't tell you. And I think my wife at the time and we heard about it from friends, and we didn't like watch it, first episode, first night kind of thing. We kind of got into it and caught up in reruns. So I couldn't tell you what my first episode was, which is unfortunate. But I've been thinking about it the whole time you guys have been talking, and I don't know. I mean, there are episodes that stand out in my mind, but I couldn't tell you what the first one we ever watched was. But I do remember Toombs, Eugene Victor Toombs, kind of creeping me out, even though you guys were younger, so you have an excuse to get creeped out. But I was in my 20s. But
that shot where you see him creeping at the window, and then you see from inside and him popping up. I think it's still creepy now. And I was looking to see, and the third episode that I watched that night, it was The Walk. So it was Too Shy, The Walk, and Pusher.
Okay, interesting. You go episodes 3, 7, and 17 of season 3. That was weird order, but that's what you said. That's what it was like. So,
yeah. And as I think I mentioned again once, Oubliette, we did not watch. It didn't air during that year. It actually aired in the middle of season 4. So being able to watch the show in order was really difficult, and it was the way it was for a lot of shows back then in France, at least, because it was on TV. They would show movies every night, but TV shows, they were usually in the afternoon, and even in the afternoon they would show them mostly out of orders. And so because I don't know, for whatever reason, but they did it.
Yeah, go ahead, Guillaume. Finish your thought.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so the point in which, as I was talking about earlier, that I saw scattered episodes here and there, or at least that I can recall, like the ones that I distinctly recall watching originally. But when I do also, the 5th episode that I wanted to cite, as I have a distinct memory of actually watching, and I remember exactly where I was too at that point. And so I saw Anasazi, and of course the ending.
Right.
When I saw that, and that would have been like May of 95. When I saw that, I was committed, and so from that point on, I did not miss a single episode going forward. I was like, I waited all summer, like anyone else who was waiting till, to find out how that cliffhanger was going to get resolved. And so I saw every episode of season 3 so I was like 12, 13 when season 3 was going on. And so did not miss an episode. I was committed to Friday nights being home to watch it. And of course, seeing season 3, which is everyone, like majority of people will say season 3 is their favorite, and rightfully so. It is definitely probably the best season of the whole series. It's as close to perfect. There are very few duds in that one. But yeah, that was the point where I was like, I went from casual viewer,
dedicated.
Casual. Like I wasn't even a teenager at that point, so that's when I went from casual viewer to avid fan when I watched Anasazi.
And I think it's at that age, you're also more prone to become a huge fan of something, and it usually sticks with you for the rest of your life. I think so. Yeah, I remember. I think it's crazy that I was such a huge fan of the show, and thinking, 30 years later, I'm still a fan of the show, and we're doing the cards and playing the game. So, yeah. Just...
Now, I do want to say our viewership is actually increasing as the night goes on. We're up to 4 people. Oh, so wow. I'm going to call for another roll call. I know, Mike, you're still out there. Madeline, if you're there. But we've got 2 other viewers besides that. If you want to,
where I am, good Lord.
We're all done with the game and talking about the TV show and the legacy that it's built and that sort of thing. Let us know your favorite show. Let us know you're out there. See, Madeline is still with us.
Wow. Thank you so much for staying up late with us, because she lives here in Texas where I am, and so it is 2 a.m. Well, it's almost 2 a.m. But yeah, it is. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad we had some people tuning in to hear us reminisce about it. Because it's something that, we talk mostly about the game when we're meeting up like this. But but a lot of times we don't actually talk about the show itself, at least not in the great amount of detail that we have to this point. So I feel like it. Yeah, I feel like it's something that is long overdue, and it's a shame Nathan's not here to also weigh in on that. Tell us about his memories of it and all.
So I bring this up every once in a while. There were rumors of a reboot. Any thoughts on that yet? Don't
Let it
do it.
die. They
Yeah,
brought it back once and it was terrible. I don't have faith. I mean, unless someone else is at the helm, I'd be okay. Maybe.
if they were to do reboot, would you want to see that like the X Files now in 2023, or would you like to see something that's set in the 90s
Like
with
Stranger Things vibes. Like,
yeah,
were they,
but
yeah.
and would they be Agent Mulder and Scully with different actors, or would it just be the X Files and different agents and
I,
I absolutely don't want to see other people try to take on the role of them. I absolutely do not. I do also recall a story, and you can, like, Ian, you've read the guidebooks, so you know this stuff too. So originally, Fox wanted they wanted the character of Scully to be played by a tall, leggy blonde. That's obviously not what they went with, because Chris Carter was committed to Jillian when he saw her audition for it, and thankfully, they conceded that point, because the show definitely would not have had its lasting power had they cast anyone other than the two leads that they had cast for it. It would not have worked. It probably would not have made it past season 1. It probably would have been canceled if anyone other than those two actors had been cast in those roles.
yeah, the chemistry between the two, I don't think that could be recreated. If they did a reboot, I would want a true reboot, not new actors playing Mulder and Scully. I think that would. I don't want to say it would be insulting, but it would just be kind of like you can't do it.
It's like painting a mustache on the Mona Lisa, trying to get two people to try to recreate that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be superior. It's a long shot to even say that they could somehow equal that. It's not going to happen. So the only thing I would want to see, like, if they were able to, like, I guess my dream reboot would be hand the show off to Vince Gilligan and have him be the head of the series. Get the actors back to play, and just divvy out a few more episodes, good ones, obviously, because if you got Vince Gilligan running the ship, you're going to get something good.
I think at this point, though, if
but
there
at
were
this
to be
point,
something,
yes,
I would rather it be something new. That I mean, as much as I love Mulder and Scully, I'm not a fan of the direction they chose to go to during those seasons, or maybe I would like it if they did something similar to what Halloween did and say, okay, we're going back and ignoring seasons. I don't know. 10 and 11 at least, or
I could get behind that.
The thing is, I think that when you watch the end of season 9, The Truth, and then you watch I Want to Believe, I think it doesn't make sense with where the characters were at the end of that episode, and even what was supposed to happen in the universe with the alien invasion and all of that. They just don't mention it at all, so it's kind of strange. And
it's very strange.
10 and 11, they are somehow back in the FBI investigating, but yeah, I don't know.
It's like, where did the aliens go? They just left. Oh, because of climate change. That's your big solution to that. Huh?
And so yeah, if they absolutely were to do a reboot, I think I would maybe want to see something happening. Two agents in the FBI investigating the X-Files, but not related to
that. Just not them playing Mulder and Scully.
No, yeah.
No, it'd have to be some kind of continuation or complete reboot, like the first one never existed.
But here's an addendum to that, though. If they're going to get a couple of actors to take on the assignment of investigating the X-Files, they cannot be like a Miller and Einstein like caricature of Mulder and Scully, which that was the stupidest thing they could have. That to make, as bad as Babylon is, it's like as a story, but then to have it's like why poke fun at your why? I mean, it's like, yes, don't take everything so seriously, but it's like, why would you want to bring in two characters that are just intended to be obvious like replicas of Mulder? Just do like a Doggett and Reyes kind of thing, where just, you know, two characters that are obviously unique in their own ways and not trying to stand in the shadows of Mulder and Scully, as in like resemblance and whatnot. Just just something different in terms of like the agents and their camaraderie and their repertoire with one another. Just, you know, just something unique. You know, something that isn't trying to just, you know, repeat what has already been done.
Okay, and just the name, Agent Einstein, when they said that the first time, I was like, is this a joke? You cannot take the character seriously, and it's not a one-off. She comes back in other episodes. So as much as I love Lauren Ambrose, it's just those characters are just cannot. No way.
Yeah, absolutely not. They just, it's just altogether is like they're just doing it. They were doing a disservice, and for what? Just to have for some laughs, and it just felt like, okay, you're doing an episode where you have where you're kind of like exploiting like the whole concept of Muslim extremists, and you're trying to be serious